to the inaugural Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Ann Ward and Chris Spielman joining you from Pacific Bell Park. It's already 7-0 Air Force, and they're driving again. A couple of flags down as Leotis Palmer is tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Air Force scored on its very first possession. Rob Stone joining us on the sidelines as Matt Ward scored on a 15-yard touchdown run after, well, that was set up by a 47-yard pass on the second play of the game.
You like the timing of the pass call because they want to be somewhat balanced tonight against this Virginia Tech
Holding
defense.
Offense, 10 yards to the previous spot. Still second down.
And since you're just joining us, let's take a look at that very first Air Force drive. First time they got the ball, Chance Harridge on top to Anthony Park, 47 yards, and then little trickery, that's Leotis Palmer, to Matt Ward, and the freshman takes it 15 yards. And then a controversial fumble by Lee Suggs gave Air Force the ball back. And now 2nd and 16 after that holding call. Harridge, plenty of time looking for Palmer, and it is incomplete. Roniel Whitaker got his hands on it, but it falls down harmlessly. And there's that 15-yard touchdown run by Matt Ward, his second TD of the season. A fumble recovery on Lee Suggs, who was obviously down, was called for the fumble. And Chance Harridge, with that 47-yard pass play to Park, has become the 5th player in Air Force history to have a 1,000-yard passing season and 1,000-yard rushing season.
Well, obviously, this is when you're triple option team. This is not the position you want to be in. 3rd and 16. They probably want to get in position to get some type of field goal.
Harridge, good job to get away from pressure, and throwing across the grain, looking for Darnell Stevens.
I tell you, if Chance would have delivered the football, Darnell had some running room and blockers in front of him. Chance hurried to throw a little bit, which often happens on the screen. You got to let it set up and develop. And it was developed. You just got to deliver the ball. Darnell slipped a little bit.
Fisher DeBerry giving encouragement to Chance Harridge. We get our first look at Joey Ashcroft as a field goal kicker. He is 14 of 16 on the season. This is a 46-yarder. He is 2 of 3 from 40 to 49 this season. Ashcroft's kick goes right into the bleachers. It is good from 45 officially. So Air Force gets the ball twice, and they score twice. The Falcons up 10-0 early at San Francisco.
Still doing those bills, hon?
Just resting with a credit card balance. You've been feeding on those high interest rates.
I just switched our balance over to a Capital One no-hassle card. We're gonna save $500 a year.
$500?
Switch your high-interest balance to the Capital One no-hassle card for the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates. You could save up to $500 a year.
What's in your wallet?
Lesson 1.
Stilvoll.
Stylish.
Kraftvoll.
Powerful.
Was für ein Auto ist das?
What kind of car is this?
Introducing the all-new 240 horsepower Accord from Honda.
Wie haben Sie das geschafft?
How did they do it?
One of the best bowl matchups of the season. Rex Grossman and the Gators collide with John Navarre and the Wolverines. Touchdown! Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Outback Bowl at 11 a.m. It all starts with College Game Day at 9:30, New Year's Day on ESPN.
Rip it and rip it? Heck yeah. I think it's a great way to start a hole. With the bank. I don't think it'd be nearly as much fun if you putted first.
Charles Howell III joins golf's best at the Mercedes Championships on ESPN.
Welcome welcome to the inaugural Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Air Force, boy, this is about as good as they could ever have imagined as they lead Virginia Tech 10-0 here in the first quarter. And Chris Spielman, this is obviously a dream come true for Air Force, but Virginia Tech certainly has the guns to get back into it.
Well, they do, and the thing Virginia Tech needs to do is stay patient, stay with their offense, and not panic. And there was a bad call against Virginia Tech, but the thing that made it good was Air Force, if you're an Air Force fan, took advantage of the bad call, made up for it, and got points off the turnover.
Chance Harridge on the phone there. Joey Ashcroft kicking a 45-yard field goal after a fumble recovery and return by Larry Duncan. Only had to go 7 yards after the fumble to set up Ashcroft for his field goal. So now Virginia Tech in a 10-zip hole gets the football for the second time tonight. Hokies representing the Big East, and Air Force from the Mountain West. Suggs says leave it alone, and that's a good call because with the penalty, Tech will get it at the 35-yard line. Michael Greenaway kicking it out of bounds. Brian Randall has been the starter quarterback since game 3 for the Hokies. He is 11th in the country in passing efficiency, taking over for Grant Dole, who now backs him up. Two-headed monster at running back. Lee Suggs and Kevin Jones combining for over 2,000 yards, and their fullback is one reason why.
Yeah, Doug Eastlick is a guy that's kind of the unsung hero of this offense. He's a great blocker and has hands to catch the ball out of the backfield.
And Lee Suggs, the senior, coming back from that devastating ACL tear that happened in the season opener last year, has run for over 1,200 yards. Randall looking, great coverage downfield, and breaking away momentarily was the tight end Keith Willis, and this Pac-10 crew calls it a catch.
This is where Randall can hurt you now. He buys time with his feet. He's able to look for an open receiver downfield and deliver the football on the run.
This is the offensive line. Jake Grove leading them. He made some All-American teams, known for his nastiness on the field. Grove, the center. And Air Force with a new 3-3-5 defense. It worked well as they're giving up about 100 yards a game less on average than they did last season. It was a 20-yard gain, so now on second down, Randall running a little bit of option, pitches it forward to Suggs, and he is buried by Joel Belo, loses a couple.
Yeah, I don't know if option's a thing you want to run against Air Force. They see it all the time. They know how to defend it.
Linebackers now for the Air Force Academy. Anthony Schlegel, just a sophomore in the middle, Chris.
Yeah, one of the great thing about Anthony Schlegel is elected captain as a sophomore of this Air Force team.
And 3-3-5 means you have 5 guys in the back. Paul Mayo from Texas, one of those corners, has to keep an eye on Ernest Wilford, the leading receiver, number 19 for Virginia Tech.
Belo and Marshall like hybrids. They're part DB, part linebacker. They get up there and play on a line of scrimmage a lot. 2nd and 11 after that last play. Play action dropped in perfectly for the first down, completed to Trell Parham, a 16-yard gain. So Brian Randall sitting in the pocket, not only showing that he can throw on a run, but has the patience to deliver a strike on a crossing route. Nice job by Virginia Tech picking up the blitz off the backside. They came with a corner blitz. Tight end stayed in and blocked, picked up the corner. Brian Randall read the blitz, read the coverage, delivered a strike.
Randall perfect so far, Chris. 3 for 3 for 52 yards through the air. A couple of tight ends in now to block. Thomas Jones, his first carry. Anthony Schlegel strings him out. And finally, he is pushed out at the 25-yard line. Let's join the third member of our team, Rob Stone.
Guys, kind of a layout quirk here at Pac Bell Stadium. Both teams on the same sideline. How close are they? This close. 10 yards. That's it. I'm now on the Air Force side. It's catching both coaches off guard. Coaches are yelling over here. The other coaches are whipping their head around, so it's kind of hard, you know, to keep things to yourself. And then Fisher DeBerry told me, hey, we got a big offensive lineman hanging out here. He's got to run 50, 60 yards down there to get him to play. Man, it ain't easy for those big old horses, is it?
Well, they're going to have to get an IV at halftime just to get on and off the field.
Maybe some oxygen, too, for Rob down there. Kevin Jones continuing in the backfield, and he has stopped. There's Schlegel, the sophomore, in the middle, leading this team with over 100 tackles, 106 coming in. to this football game.
You know, even though it's a 3-3-5, what they do is they'll bring a lot of pressure and blitz almost every down. That time they'll take care of all gaps, leaving Anthony Schlegel to read the running back and read the cutback and come up and make a nice tackle. Solid player for a sophomore.
3rd and 3 as Jones continues in the backfield. They like to get him in relatively early. Get him a nice feel for the game. And on 3rd and 3, Randall goes on top all day to throw. He goes towards the end zone, and it is dropped. Terrell Parham had it momentarily, but was unable to bring it in.
Well, he's got to make that catch. Again, Randall buying time with his feet, creating an opportunity, have him an option of run or pass, delivers a strike, and that was a nice job by Kevin Jones picking up Trevor Hightower on the blitz. But I'm impressed with Randall's composure. He's not looking to run all the time. If you're a pure running quarterback, you take that and run. He looked for the open receiver, had a chance for a big play. Guy dropped the football.
Carter Worley now in to attempt a 41-yard field goal. 3 for 5 from 40 to 49 this year. Worley, who has battled back problems, knocks it right into the upright. No good. So Frank Beamer's team continues to trail Air Force 10-0 after Worley finds a goalpost.
What am I supposed to do with these?
The answer? Try delicious Diamond Nuts on all your favorite foods, like walnuts and stuffing, or on oatmeal. It's a great way to add texture and taste to just about anything. Wholesome, delicious Diamond Nuts. They top everything. Try Diamond Glazed Nuts, now available in snack sizes.
Will it catch the competition by surprise? Will it become the car by which all others are judged? Will lightning strike again? The all-new Accord from Honda.
I was looking for a great deal, so I talked to a good friend of mine.
Emmett was desperate.
That's when Alf told me about 10-10-220.
I told him all calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
I was reluctant to sign up for anything.
I told him he didn't have to sign up. Just dial 10-10-220. Push the buttons, man.
Thanks to Alf, I dialed 10-10-220 right then and there.
Who'd you call?
That's really none of your business.
Well.
Dial 10-10-220, then 1 and the number.
Thanks for the ride, Beamer.
Anytime, Scott. See you.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Brought to you by Diamond of California. Be sure to try Diamond's new line of kettle-cooked glazed walnuts, the perfect game-time snack. And by the all-new Accord from Honda. It's more Accord than ever.
San Francisco, certainly one of the best cities in the country if you want nice, fresh seafood down by Fisherman's Wharf. Some big old crab legs, huh, Chris?
Yeah, I'd have about 8 broken fingers by now.
Boy, Carter Worley hitting the upright. He missed 4 games because of a bad back. That was a 41-yard attempt that didn't quite get through. Steve Massey, the fullback, first time he has carried the ball this evening. Chance Harridge is the point man in the Falcons' triple option offense. The NCAA quarterback record, 22 touchdowns on the ground. He set that coming into this game before this game even started. And Leotis Palmer, second to Harridge in rushing for the Falcons. He's also thrown 2 touchdown passes, and he was the guy who got the ball and flipped it before the rushing touchdown by Matt Ward. Here's Harridge, holds on to it this time, and he is ankle tackled. No gain as Billy Hardy made the stop. Here's the offensive line that makes the country's #1 rushing attack go. Scott Meyer is starting for Blaine Neufeld at strong tackle. Neufeld is out, broke his foot back on December 17th, stepping on a sprinkler at practice back in Colorado Springs. And the Hokies' defensive tackle spot has been thinned out by injury, and Nathaniel Adebe looking for him to get some action inside tonight, but he did start at a defensive end position. 3rd and 7 now from the 27.
Adebe lined up right in there inside the 3 technique.
Harridge gives it up the middle to Anthony Butler, and the speed back for the Falcons shows that burst as he travels all the way up to the 44-yard line, an 18-yard gain.
Now, let me tell you where Virginia Tech went wrong right there. It's 3rd and 7, and you guys are getting upfield on the pass rush. Defensive line, at least the 2 inside defensive tackles, have to hold the position or the point at the line of scrimmage because they're a running football team. They're not going to throw the ball downfield. You bring your pass rush from the outside, have your 2 inside DTs play run, they would stop the play.
Butler finally back at full strength after missing 4 games with a variety of injuries this season. Up top and out of bounds as he was trying to find Don Clark, who had 4 catches coming in to this game. Here are the linebackers now for Virginia Tech. Mikel Bakee is their leading tackler, but Willie Pyle really the leader of this defense, Chris, and he is in their defensive backfield.
Yeah, Willie Pyle's a guy that bit up early on the option, got sucked up there. The guy went past him. You got to be deep as a defense. If you're a free safety, you play pass first, run second.
Pyle known as the coach by his teammates because he knows everything. So they say. 2nd and 10. Harridge, that is picked off, thrown right into the arms of Vegas Robinson. And then it's pitched back to D'Angelo Hall. And a little scuffle on the sideline, some flags coming down. The first turnover by Air Force.
And Chance Harridge throws a pick, throws a nutty on the sidelines, gets a 15-yard penalty. For unnecessary roughness, you'll see right there, Coach DeBerry saying, use your head. Chance Harridge delivering the ball. Vegas with a pick. He's running the option himself.
My name's Friday. I'm a cop.
From the creator of Law and Order.
There's a serial killer out there right now hunting down young women.
Ed O'Neill.
We gotta get this guy now.
And Sweet Home Alabama's Ethan Embry.
Talk or you'll never talk again.
The Badge is back. Dragnet coming in February.
Colder weather means hot, hot, hot deals at Magic City Ford. How about a 2003 Ford Taurus starting at just $16,499? 2003 Ford Explorer 4x4 starting at just $24,490. 2003 Ford F-150 starting at just $16,997. Plus, save $1,000 on all of Magic City's in-stock 2002 Thunderbirds. Magic City Ford will beat any competitor's price. So warm up your winter with a red-hot deal at Magic City Ford.
Hi, I'm Curtis Story, a funeral director with Johnny Moki & Son in Salem. This is Officer Weeks with the Salem Police Department. Before you drive away this holiday season without buckling up, remember this.
If you are in a crash, your chance of survival is far greater if you're secured in a safety belt. Safety belts and child safety seats save lives, and this is the law in Virginia. The Salem Police Department enforces Virginia's safety belt and child safety seat laws.
Please buckle up. Welcome back to San Francisco. Lee Suggs just got the ball, and no gain as John Rudzinski tackled him in his tracks and actually lost 3 on the play. Chance Harridge called for that personal foul. And there's Suggs again. This time a whole lot of running room, and he finds the end zone again. Lee Suggs scoring his 21st touchdown of the season on the ground.
That's what you want to do anytime you get a turnover. Vegas Robinson with the turnover. Lee Suggs hit it up in there on the power O, led by Jacob Gibson. Throwing a great block. Lee Suggs knows how to get to the end zone when he smells it.
Boy, and how, Chris. 27 straight games now. He has scored a touchdown, extending his NCAA record. Extra point by Worley. It is good. So the interception and then the personal foul as more flags come down. A little scrum after the extra point, and Virginia Tech right back in this game.
That's what Virginia Tech needed to get back in this game. They needed a big turnover. They got it. Then they capitalized. Points off turnovers are huge in any football game at any level.
After the play is over, personal foul. Air Force. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
All right, let's go now to Reese Davis. Reese.
All right, Pam, we've seen some chippiness in this game. Not much fight out of Tennessee against Maryland in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Scott McBrien going in for his second touchdown of the night. The Terps opened up a can on the Vols. The Fridge celebrating 30-3 Maryland. By the way, it's 2003 in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, so Happy New Year.
Thanks, Reese. We knew you had to get one in at least. The Atlantic time zone is celebrating. Newfoundland actually a weird time. They're like a half hour between the Atlantic and the Eastern, but more importantly, Lee Suggs here in the Pacific time zone is a player. 330 points now as he is inching up on Nate Trout, trying to get to second place for the Big East lead. And again, 27 straight games, Chris, in which he scored a touchdown. That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, and that's what makes him a great back and a wanted back come draft time, because he has the ability to get the ball into the end zone. He's a power runner. He has great speed and shows no ill effects of the knee injury he suffered against UConn last year in the opener. Had lunch with him yesterday. He's excited about his opportunity to play tonight and to showcase his talent.
Well, he's going to go home to Roanoke and start thinking about playing on the next level as Worley pops it up. Short kickoff after the penalty. Alec Meseral is corralled down, and Air Force will take over at the 16. Jared Mazzetta making the special teams tackle. He is a third-string tight end. Let's see how Chance Herridge responds.
Now, Frank Beamer there, you can show the importance he places on special teams. A lot of times you would see teams with that type of field position kicking would kick into the end zone. He popped it up to create great field position for Virginia Tech's defense.
Come on.
Bobby, what am I supposed to do with these?
The answer? Try delicious Diamond Nuts on all your favorite foods, like walnuts on pancakes or almonds in stir-fry. It's a great way to add texture and taste to just about anything. Wholesome, delicious Diamond Nuts. They top everything. Try Diamond Glazed Nuts, now available in snack sizes.
AC on. CD play disc 4. Find nearest Chinese restaurant.
The voice-activated navigation system responds to 180 commands.
Order Mushu pork.
That's not one of them. The all-new 240 horsepower Accord from Honda.
Rodney King should have got beat for driving drunk and being grown in a Hyundai.
See what the buzz is all about.
Your father wouldn't put up with this mess. Do I look like my father?
Yeah, you do, man.
And the nose.
Barbershop on a special edition DVD. Buy or rent it Wednesday.
Be there for the three-pointers and the in-your-face dunks. ESPN Full Court is Maximum College Basketball with more than 450 games, including coverage of the NCAA Women's Tournament. Will you be there? To order, call your cable company, DirecTV, or Dish Network.
It's fun to let the big dog eat. Heck yeah.
Charles Howard III joins golf's best at the Mercedes Championships on ESPN.
Beautiful shot overlooking Pacific Bell Park on China Basin here in San Francisco on New Year's Eve. So those of you on the East Coast, top of the hour, you'll be ringing in the new year. Lee Suggs is ringing out the old year by scoring a touchdown.
Air Force needs to get back to running the football now. Need to establish that line of scrimmage. If you're on that offensive line, watch him bear crawl.
Herridge There's the handoff to Butler, and he is corralled in the backfield by Mikel McKee, losing 3 yards on that play. So after a slow start, this Tech defense is starting to rev it up a bit.
Yeah, they're getting away from their triple option attack. They're going to a more conventional I formation. Right there, they tried to run the old John Riggins, Washington Redskins counter OT, but speed kill them. Cannot match up athletically, so what they have to do is out-scheme this speedy Virginia Tech defense.
It's so difficult defensively to prepare for this triple option that Air Force runs to perfection. And the late pitch to Leotis Palmer. He is shoved out of bounds by Willie Pyle. His second tackle. Give 4 to Palmer, but a 3rd and long coming up. And Air Force's offense not designed for 3rd and longs. Frank Beamer, the winningest coach in Virginia Tech history, has taken his team to 10 straight bowl games. Has done wonderful things at his alma mater. He and Fisher DeBerry, the head coach at Air Force, good friends. And if they go back about 30 years to when they were both assistants, way back when. There's Fisher, 19th season at Air Force. These Falcons 2 for 3 on 3rd down so far tonight. Make it 2 for 4 as Steve Massey, the big fullback, is stopped well short of the 1st down.
And right now, Virginia Tech's kind of settled down. Their defense made necessary adjustments under coordinator Bud Foster. They're playing assignment football to stop the option. Got a hurry up punt situation.
With no opportunities for the hurry up punt as Virginia Tech instead takes its first timeout.
You know, right down there, you see right there Frank Beamer saying, look, you got to give us time to get off the field because of the sidelines, both teams on the same sideline. Reminiscent of Milwaukee County Stadium where the Green Bay Packers used to play.
To take this time now to say Happy New Year to the airmen assigned to the Pacific Air Forces watching today on AFN, the American Forces Network, including the Eagle Airlifters of the 36th Airlift Squadron at Yokota Air Base in Japan. They fly C-130 missions throughout the Pacific region. America thanks you for all you do. And of course, the folks in Japan already into 2003. Air Force 8-4 and finished 3rd in the Mountain West at 4-3. Lost 4 of 6 games of its last 6 after getting out to that 6-0 start. And then they played Notre Dame and things kind of changed for them.
Yeah, and the Notre Dame game was almost excusable. But when you lose to Wyoming and San Diego State, taking nothing away from those programs, those are games they felt they should have won.
Wyoming had just been smashed in Mountain West games before they won in Laramie. Robert Barkers, this is his first punt attempt in 6 games. D'Angelo Hall waiting back as the punt bounces in front of him. Hall wants no part of it. And Virginia Tech will take over at its 34 after a 43-yard punt by Barkers. These two teams have played only once before. It was the Independence Bowl in 1984. Tech got up early 7-3 when tailback Maurice Williams took it in from 3 yards out. But then things changed in the second on this fumble. Falcons picked it up at the 3 and eventually got a touchdown. Now Air Force caps it off. Quarterback Bart Weiss, the 13-yard touchdown run. Air Force wins the Independence Bowl 23-7. Tonight, only their second meeting ever, and again in postseason. Randall, nice rollout and a good catch at midfield, collected by Sean Witten, the senior from Tennessee, picks up 17 yards.
See Randall going to get him out on the perimeter. That gives him the option to run past, but he's looking to throw the football. This is a good job by Sean Witten, getting his body in position to help him make the catch. It's a well-thrown ball. You want to throw that one only where Sean can bring it in. That's where Randall delivered it.
Witten is the second leading receiver for this team. Great hands. His brother Jason, the starting tight end at Tennessee, who lost to Maryland tonight. And there's Witten again. And he takes it up, picks up about 9 yards or so. Marcello Grady coming up to make the stop for Air Force.
That's a good job by Anthony Davis at 322 pounds, getting out there and getting a block on the DB. That shows that guy can run right here. We'll see if did he one-hop this? Randall makes a nice throw. Got to get it up. That's a drop. That's a makeup. That's a makeup call. When you see everybody stop and stand around, they know that's a makeup call. Now it's all even.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, there was a fumble that Lee Suggs was called for. He was obviously down. It was a bad call, and it led to Air Force's field goal that made it 10-0. And Virginia Tech, as the first quarter comes to an end, holding on to the football. Lee Suggs and company back in this game. It's 10-7.
The 2003 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN and ESPN2.
Spin, spin, spin the globe. It's your turn to spin the globe.
All around the world, Siemens is energizing the cities and towns we live in. We engineer new ways to efficiently generate, distribute, and use power. And by providing energy to people everywhere, we're giving them the power to live better.
Spin, spin, spin the globe. It's your turn to spin the globe.
You have the ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. This is the Bowflex Power Pro. Quite possibly the most effective home fitness machine ever made. In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 60 Health Club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. You can own a Bowflex with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web today. Redefine your body with Bowflex.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, come on. Catch the ball before you run with it. Let's
Basketball 101. Basketball 101.
Touch somebody. Touch somebody now.
Oh, what are you doing? There you go. Just like we drew it up. Tangled up with Brewer. Stay in the lane. Stay in the lane. Body drive. Knock him down.
Get out of the crease. No, just hit somebody.
Go, Danny, go.
It's a disgrace. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Back in San Francisco, Virginia Tech with the football as we start the second quarter as they trail the Air Force Academy 10-7. Brian Randall off to a great start, 5 for 6, 78 yards for the quarterback from Tech. Starting off 2nd and 1 from the Air Force 40. Jones slips a tackle and then slips down on the grass field here at Pac-Bell, and he's going to be about a half yard short of the first down.
That's some nifty footwork by Kevin Jones, avoiding Adrian Wright again on the blitz. Kevin gave him a leg, took it away. Then he tried to make a cut off that inside foot. It's a wet field. I was down there before the game. Soft field.
Quite a bit of rain here in the Bay Area, really, over the last several weeks. It rained earlier today, but is cleared up nicely for this game. But as Chris said, it's very damp down there. We saw them squeegeeing the field. 3rd and 2, and that's a first down with interest from Jones. He takes it down inside the 34-yard line. Grady making his second tackle.
If you come in on a blitz, you better be gap sound, because on blitz, you're vulnerable to getting one popped on you. That time, Kevin Jones certainly has the ability to go the distance. Snuck through an opening, gained positive yards.
Jones, just a sophomore from Chester, Pennsylvania, and perhaps the most heralded recruit ever to come to Tech under Frank Beamer. He picks up that first down, puts the ball on the 34-yard line. Randall up top. Jones does a great job of picking up the blitz. Wilford in the end zone, just off his fingertips. Boy, Jeff Overstreet was there, but that's usually the kind of pass that Wilford will bring in.
Well, it's 6'4". Look for them to come back to that, because he certainly has a 5-inch height advantage over Overstreet, and it's a well-thrown ball. Throw it up for grabs. Throw the jump ball. Let your tall guy go over the short guy. Overstreet actually did a good job of positioning, and that's one that Wilford should have brought in. because it hit his hands.
That's the Chris Spielman rule.
That's the Chris Spielman rule. If your receiver touches a fingernail, you got to bring her in.
And you see the records, boy, a lot of school records for Wilford, who was putting that infamous 2-point conversion drop against Miami last year behind him. Randall on the option, holds on and goes down. Schlegel right on top of him.
Anthony Schlegel had the opportunity to sit with all the captains, and he was linebacker I said with yesterday. You see right here, he shows good lateral movement, beats a guard underneath with a swim technique, is able to adjust off the move of Randall and make a tackle. Good play by a middle linebacker, good instincts, running to the football.
Schlegel wearing number 51 for his idol. No, not Chris Spielman, but Dick Butkus. You guys were sitting together at lunch yesterday.
Yeah.
It was kind of cute, the two linebackers.
Yeah. Calling each other blockhead. We couldn't figure out which was a bigger blockhead.
I think I have an idea.
Yeah.
Neither one of my blockheads, by the way, neither Schlegel nor Spielman touched their dessert, by the way. They were good guys. On 3rd and long, Randall completes it to Parham. And he is stopped well short of the first down, about 5 yards short. So a very short pass pattern when they needed 12 yards.
They're contemplating whether to go for it on 4th down here.
Carter Worley missed a 41-yard field goal. He has been struggling with the bad back pretty much for the entire season for the Hokies. And they are going to go for it as Randall stays in. 4th and 6.
This is an opportunity. I think you got the ball on the hash mark. You want to maybe work Randall to the wide side of the field. Let him have the option to run pass.
Now officially 4th and 5. Tech 6 for 13 during the regular season as Schlegel shows blitz coming right up the middle to Randall, and he gets him.
Well, that's what they tried to do, but Schlegel on a blitz came through unblocked and was able to cut off the angle where Randall was running. Outstanding call. Here he comes. You got to be able to block him again. He throws the arm over. He comes in, cuts off the angle, knocks him down for the sack.
Baby, I got that feeling, baby. Sometimes I'm down.
Help choose the Pontiac High Performance Play of the Year. Vote online at ESPN.com, keyword Pontiac. The winning play will be announced live on the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Pontiac, fuel for the soul.
So?
Well, technically you have to stick the landing. Sorry, Mr. Hall, patent denied.
Oh, man.
Winter X Games 7 in Aspen, presented by Taco Bell, starts January 30th on ESPN2.
The 7-layer nachos from Taco Bell. So much flavor for so little price, you may perform the 7-flavor tango.
I don't think so.
Get all the flavor of 7 intense taste stacked on golden chips. At just 99 cents, they're a value. Down to the very last bite.
Look, there's 2 left.
To get more flavor for 99 cents, think outside the bun.
Discover the amazing training secrets of Baseball World's dynamic practice organization video, featuring professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky and his famous step-by-step building block approach to athletic training. These are the same techniques that have produced Baseball World's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Parents, players, and coaches are amazed at the rapid improvement of students using these principles, enhancing arm strength, running speed, quickness, and agility. Dynamic practice organization works for all ages and levels of ability and makes a great gift too. Order now.
Anthony Schlegel's 3rd sack of the season has given Air Force the football back. They lead by 3 here in the Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. And these stunning views of the Bay Area and Pac Bell Park, courtesy of the Saturn Lightship. Saturn and its retailers hope you're enjoying ESPN2's coverage of the San Francisco Bowl. And it's my first blimp game.
Yeah.
Look at the blimp.
It's big time when you get a blimp.
The Saturn Lightship along with us on a beautiful night for flying. There's hardly any wind to speak of as Harridge takes over. Quarterback hanging on to it and picking up about 5.
That's kind of like an old single wing play where the quarterback gets the ball and it's just a quarterback sweep, and you'll see guys throwing good blocks. Matt Thompson gets a good block. You see the fullback kick somebody out, the tailback. But a DB showing speed, pursuing the ball down the field, catching Chance Harris from behind. But it's a productive first down play. And that's what Air Force needs to be in this ball game. They need to create and get themselves out of bad position for third downs.
And they've now run the ball more than 3 times more than they passed it, as Darnell Stevens gets the ball, and he gets a couple of yards. Let's go down to the field now, and Rob Stone.
Well, Pam, Hokie Junior safety Michael Crawford playing with big-time guts today. A November biopsy revealed tissue that appeared to be malignant, but he and his mother decided to push back a second, more probing test for lymphoma until Friday so he could play tonight. Doctors actually say playing is a psychological boost in the treatment process, so Crawford already a step ahead in his probable treatment process. And another bit of good news, lymphoma considered a very curable cancer.
All right, Rob, now on 3rd and 3. Crawford is out there as Butler slips down. Actually, excuse me, that's Stevens again on that slick field, and he appears to be a little bit short of the first down. And just going back to Crawford, the young man, and talking to the Virginia Tech people, Chris, they say that he actually lifts their spirits, that he's just that kind of guy. Which is often the case with cancer patients, is that they always make everybody feel better around them. And I certainly wish him the best. And you know, it's not for sure that it's cancer, but I know he has the support of a lot of people and prayers of his teammates, coaches, and a lot of fans around the country. Going to go back to his hometown of Baltimore to make sure, as Air Force is indeed just a couple of inches short of the first down. Their fans yell, "Go!" And Harridge stays out there on the football field. It's funny, when he slipped that time, he slipped and he almost went backwards. He slipped so hard. If he would have just put his head down, he tried to make a move. Willie Pyle coming up from his free safety position, who's often the defender responsible for the pitch in the triple option threat. The free safety is your guy that's got to come up and make open field tackles, and I can't think of a better one than Willie Pyle. So that's one of Pyle's responsibilities now. Unbelievable. Air Force has converted 73% of its 4th downs this year. 16 of 22. Here's a big 4th and inches on their side of the field. And Tim Gershitz, the fullback, appears to have it. Gershitz did a good job of second effort getting there. That was good penetration by the Virginia Tech defensive line, but Gershitz showing fighting, knowing he only needs a couple inches. You see the guard pull around, lead up. Gershitz follows him. Legs keep driving. There you go. He's not down yet, and he gets that extra lunge at the end to get the first down. Gershitz, a fullback, coming in and getting just enough, and it keeps the clock rolling. 1st and 10 now, right at midfield. Air Force scoring the first 10 points of this game, but have been silent since. And Willie Pyle and company start to congratulate each other. And Jimmy Davis beat the block. As Harridge just knocked backwards. Jimmy Davis beat Matt Thompson on a quick move. And again, you see the speed and athleticism of this Virginia Tech defense. When you can take care of the quarterback on your option responsibility from the backside, the option is not much of a threat. Matt Thompson has to get his block. Jimmy Davis beat him on a quick move inside. And that resulted in a 3-yard loss for Harridge. This time he's going up top. He's only completed 1 pass tonight, and it's 1 interception. Does he have 2? Yes. Garnell Wilds coming up with his 5th pick of the season. So Harridge, after completing that 47-yarder early in this game, has struggled through the air. That's his 2nd pick. What you're going to see Parker right here coming in, trying to run an in route, and he slips right there. The ball's being thrown to him, but he can't get up and make the time. It's a great break on the football by Wilds. See, Park's got to keep his feet. When you're a receiver and you're playing on a wet field, you have to understand
that you have to play with your feet underneath you. Wilds plays with his feet underneath him, doesn't slip on the break, and comes up, does a good job getting his hands underneath and making a catch.
Herridge had only 5 picks all season. He has 2 tonight that he has thrown as Randall gets strung out nicely right along the line, picks up maybe a half yard. Eric Thompson, the senior from Woodland, Texas, in pursuit.
John Rudzinski also from his linebacker position, protecting his legs, jumping over blockers, making a nice play. Again, I don't know the wisdom in running the option against this Air Force team. They face it all spring. They're undersized guys, quick guys, and know how to get off blocks, and especially avoid chop blocks, because that's all their offensive line does.
So you would just take it right up the middle between the tackles?
I would attack him right up the middle, and if I see him coming to blitz, I'd auto-blize and throw deep to Wilford every time. He's got a 5-inch height advantage. Right there, he's pointing him out. He's got nobody covering him down right now.
That's right, we got 4 receivers in for Tech. Short one, though, to Witten, and he runs for the first down. Gets it into Air Force territory. Rudzinski makes the stop. That's the 3rd catch for Witten, that time for 13 yards.
Yeah, pay attention. I want to tell you what happened. Randall right there saw Wilford was on cover. Rudzinski came out and covered him on the snap. The corner backed off. So right away, Randall knows when the corner backs off, he's going to have the hitch route to Witten, delivers a 3-step drop, and you're that accurate, that's a tough play to stop. And if you're not patient defensively, that'll force you to get out of the 3-deep zone and start coming up and pressing the wide receivers.
Randall right now 7 for 9, Chris, for 98 yards, as he is clicking now with 4 wide receivers in. 1st and 10 from his 43. Zips it complete to Parham, who has been one of his favorite targets tonight. That's good for 5 yards. Parham's 3rd catch.
And Randall's getting in the rhythm, and what they're doing is they're seeing Air Force in the 3-deep zone, and it forces. When you're in the 3-deep, the corners are forced to play at 8 yards because they have deep outside coverage. So the hitch and the 3-step and the quick throws are going to be there all night. They're going to make Air Force come up and try to play them man-to-man and try to take something away. Now, if you take that away, you got to get your hands up as a defensive lineman and knock those quick passes down.
More challenges ahead for Air Force. 4 receivers remain in for the Hokies. Randall, quick step, drop, and a completion. A good tackle by Mayo on Justin Hamilton.
Yeah, he kind of slid into that tackle, but I'll tell you what, he kept his awareness and his wits about him, was able to secure the tackle. Again, you're seeing Virginia Tech running that quick step passing game. Now what you're going to see pretty soon is the hitch and go. You see, this is a nice break by Mayo. He plays with his feet underneath him right there. He's going to slide into the tackle, but he still has the awareness to grab him up. Nice job. Good athletic move, actually, to get those hands up.
Mayo starting all 13 games this season, started all of them last year as well. 3rd and 3 with 4 receivers for Randall.
And this is the 4th consecutive play they've gone 4 wides.
Schlegel again, this time forcing the fumble. Randall picks it up, but is dropped behind the line of scrimmage, and Schlegel's so quick and so disruptive.
They're going to start finding a solution for Schlegel on the blitzes, and what they'll do, they move him around. That time they brought him from the outside. He comes from the inside, he comes from the outside. He's causing pressure on Randall.
Schlegel working his magic again, and Virginia Tech will be forced to punt. Vinnie Burns, great hang time. It falls into the end zone as Tech was unable to get to it in time. 40-yard punt. Air Force has it on the 20 when we come back to San Francisco.
Blue for 2.
What am I supposed to do with these?
The answer? Try delicious Diamond Nuts on all your favorite foods, like walnuts and stuffing, or on oatmeal. It's a great way to add texture and taste to just about anything. Wholesome, delicious Diamond Nuts. They top everything. Try Diamond Glazed Nuts, now available in snack sizes.
Word has it someone here's trying to make a collect call. Calm down, people. All you gotta do is dial down the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you, cheap for them. What do you say we get up out of here and go hit a disco? Or not.
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Get on up, get on up, get up, get on
fuel for the soul.
Still doing those bills, hon?
Just resting with a credit card balance. You've been feeding on those high interest rates.
I just switched our balance over to a Capital One no-hassle card. We're gonna save $500 a year.
$500?
Switch your high-interest balance to the Capital One no-hassle card for the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates. You could save up to $500 a year.
What's in your wallet?
It is the Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Rob Stone standing by now with the CEO and president of Diamond of California. Rob.
Well, Michael, why the decision to have Diamond get affiliated with college football through this inaugural San Francisco Diamond Bowl?
You know, we launched a new line of snack nuts, snack walnuts, and most people know of walnuts as a baking item, so we thought this was a great venue to introduce these new items.
And it's a healthy food, too. That's kind of the tie-in for you guys as well.
That is great. You know, a lot of people look for healthy ways to improve their lifestyle, and walnuts are really good for you in a lot of ways. We've even had studies that have shown it could lower your blood cholesterol level by as much as 10%.
Well, my blood cholesterol is kind of low this week because I've been doing nothing but sucking them down. Thanks for the grab bag. I appreciate it, Michael.
Hey, our pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, Rob. Michael Mendez standing by with him down there as Chance Herridge takes it up close to the first down.
Again, in order for Air Force to be successful, they need to have positive gains on first down. That's why they're batting 47% on third down conversion, because they usually do a good job on first and second down. To counter that, Virginia Tech wants to make sure they shut them down on first and second down and force them into a throwing situation, which obviously Air Force does not excel like they do in a running game.
And you can see the numbers bear it out right there, Chris. Harris just 1 for 6 for 47 yards, and he's got 2 picks. 2nd and 1. Up, he's going to the air again. He's got a man wide open, but throws it behind Don Clark. Clark was there, but Harris just didn't deliver it.
Yeah, the one thing Chance is not doing, he's not setting his feet before he throws. If he goes ahead and gets his feet set, he'll be able to deliver this football. See, he's going to get set up, and he's kind of throwing off of his back foot. He's got to let his feet get set, then deliver the football. And again, you see the trouble with the footing. That would have been normally a catchable ball. He would have been able to come back and get it, but again, he slipped, thus causing the incompletion. But Chance has got to get it time and develop. Get your feet set, then deliver. Don't be in a hurry.
Yeah, Harris during the regular season completed 48% of his passes. 10 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He's got 2 picks tonight. Harris holds on to it that time and gets the first down for the Air Force Academy. Capital One Bowl Week concludes tomorrow on ESPN at 9:30 Eastern Time. That's in the morning. That's 6:30 here. Chris, Lee, and Kirk break down all the day's bowl games on a special edition of College Game Day presented by Discover Card. John Navarre in Michigan taking on Rex Grossman and Florida. Outback Bowl from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. And 2 of those ball clubs have made 10 straight bowl games. We have another one of the other 7 here tonight in Virginia Tech. Lots of hitting as Butler gets the pitch and picks up about 4 yards.
Jimmy Williams, again, I talked about it earlier, the importance of people coming up and making tackles from their free safety spot. Now, what that sets up, though, if you keep running it and running it, that safety will start to get snoopy, and they hit it on the second play of the game. They hit the post route. Look for them to come back to that. But I don't know how much confidence they have in throwing a football. Chance has been struggling, putting the ball in the air a little bit, but it's there if they want it.
It has not been there, just 1 for 7 with 2 interceptions for Harridge. Is straight up the middle. He gives it to Massey, his fullback. Coles Colas, the junior from Plantation, Florida, making the stop.
Virginia Tech's done a nice job of adjusting to the option. And again, the rules of playing the option, you have somebody on the dive, which was Coles Colas there, somebody on the quarterback, somebody on the pitch. 9 sacks. Tied for first with Adibi.
This is defense with 42 sacks coming into this game, 9 of them for Adibi and Colas. This is 3rd and 5. Let's see if Air Force airs it out. Harridge will. And not even making a break on the ball was a Meziga, as Fisher DeBerry comes out and has some words for some of his, looks like he's talking to Anthony Butler. Yep, not happy with the pattern that he ran.
Yeah, they weren't on the same page offensively. Again, when you try to throw the football, but he's trying to throw the ball downfield. They have people open underneath. You only need 5 yards. Be patient. Deliver the football. Everything that does not have to be a 20-yard pass.
Barker's second punt. He had a 43-yarder first time out, and that one almost goes into one of the dugouts. In fact, it does. So Barker's shanks that one. Virginia Tech has good field position when we return.
So? Well, technically you have to stick the landing. Sorry, Mr. Hall, patent denied.
Oh, man.
Winter X Games 7 in Aspen starts January 30th on ESPN2.
Do you just need some extra money until next payday? When you need a little extra cash, we want to be your first choice.
Talk about opportunity. I started my career with Southern Air while still in high school. Today, I manage one of the largest sheet metal shops in the Southeast. In fact, that Southern Air team cranked out nearly 2 million pounds of sheet metal last year. If you have mechanical and electrical skills and like to go further in your trade, Southern Air is the place to be. I'm so glad I took this advice 22 years ago.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Brought to you by Diamond of California. Be sure to try Diamond's new line of kettle-cooked glazed walnuts, the perfect game-time snack. And by 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. It's free for you and cheap for them.
Welcome back to San Francisco, the Oakland Bay Bridge, the less famous of the two. Of course, the Golden Gate on the other side of the city. This beautiful, beautiful city. Hey, Spielman, we're going to have a fan.
How about that? Happy New Year to you. I want to say Happy New Year to my wife and kids. It'd take me all day to run that roster down, but it's about 12 o'clock at home.
Got about 15 more minutes before the East Coast celebrates 2003. Jones knocked out of bounds. And a late flag as he was nudged once he was clearly out of bounds. Not a big hit, but enough to get the flag. That's a 6-yard gain as we await the penalty.
Yeah, Kevin Jones coming and saying, you know what, I much enjoy being the hit-her rather than the hit-he. That time he delivered a blow on Overstreet. Guys took exception to that, took a little shot on Kevin. Got to play smart football. You guys are all 5.0 students.
Foul on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
And these guys understand angles and directions, and, you know, they fly jets. There's a nasty get out of my way. And you see right there, you got to lay off. And Anthony understands that. He's got to pull off a little bit. Now, that's a little touchy for me. He kind of shook off a little bit, but hey, you know, they're going to call it tight. You got to know what the officials are calling and let you know what to get away with and not get away with.
That's a third personal foul called against Air Force already in this football game. Puts it down on the 30 where it is 1st and 10. Schlegel picked up on the blitz that time as Jones tiptoes his way for a couple of yards. Trevor Hightower among the Falcons making the stop.
I'll tell you what Air Force is doing, they have a beat on when Virginia Tech's going to run the power O. Anthony Schlegel's going up there and meeting the lead blocker at the line of scrimmage, forcing the tailback, whether it be Jones or Suggs, to hesitate in the whole line, the defenders to catch up with their pursuit. But that's how you stop the power O. You penetrate, knock off the lead blocker, which is often the backside guard.
Schlegel was just flying 100 miles an hour on every play and gets in on that tackle. Nicholas Taylor also converging.
Good gang tackling because Monty Coleman came down from his defensive end, an undersized defensive end, but great speed and quickness, is able to lay out and get the tackle around the legs and let his partners come in and clean up.
Coleman, 6'2", 245, actually a converted linebacker his first season for number 42 at playing the defensive end spot after being a linebacker his first couple of years at the academy. He's a junior from Phoenix. So with that play, it's now 3rd and 5. Randall going with the short dump pass to Jones, and Schlegel tackles him, but not before Jones picks up the first down. Needed 5, got 7.
That's a nice job by Kevin Jones. It's a good read by Randall because they took the in route away by Whitman. And Belo has a chance to come up and make a play on a 3rd down, but Kevin Jones runs right through the arm tackle. Gets the first down right now. One thing Air Force can't afford, and they have 4 missed tackles, which is a big concern by defensive coordinators after a big layoff after your regular season when you go into a bowl game.
And Randall sort of the anti-Harridge tonight. He is 10 for 12, over 100 yards already at 111 through the air. Here's Suggs, part of the 1-2 punch. He already has 1 touchdown, and he lunges forward. Adrian Wright makes the stop. 6 more yards for Suggs.
That's a nice job by the Virginia Tech offensive line. Even though Air Force gets penetration, see Lee Suggs there. Just a tremendous back. He gets around that end zone, man. It's like gold to him. He'll find it. But what happened was that the Air Force blitzers gave up 1 for 1. If you're blitzing, you want to hit the offensive lineman and shed. You want to hit and get. You don't want to stick on blocks. They stuck on blocks. The big Virginia Tech held them. Suggs was able to hit it up in there and get good positive yards.
And on 2nd and 4, Chris, they go with 2 tight ends. A lot of action before the snap for Air Force. Rudzinski just came catapulting over the line.
What happens is in a game.
Offside defense, 5 yards previous spot.
So Rudzinski called for that offsides. We got NBA basketball coming your way tomorrow on New Year's Day. At 7 Eastern, the Raptors visit the Knicks. NBA Wednesdays on ESPN. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. You can see Allen Houston leading the Knicks with 22.3 points a game. And the Knicks just 6th in the Atlantic Division. There's rumblings in New York. They don't like it when the Knicks aren't good, and so far they're not good.
Allen Houston, no, he can light it up. I remember watching him in his rookie year out of Tennessee coming to the Detroit Pistons. He can fire away.
Need some more help there in New York. You can see them tomorrow against the Toronto Raptors if you want to get a little bit of a break from almost nonstop football. 1st and goal after the offsides, just inside the 10 for Virginia Tech, looking to take their first lead of the game. Wilford in motion. Randall hands it off to Suggs. And he pulls his way down close to the 5-yard line. Bucher and Hightower converging on the tackle, about a 3-yard gain for Suggs.
Bucher did a nice job with getting skinny, defeating a double team, getting away, creating a pile, knocking Suggs' legs out from underneath him.
All that. One quick play.
There you go. You got to get skinny. When that double team comes, you got to get skinny. You're going to be in trouble.
Bucher 6'5", 260.
And skinny.
2 tight ends. Now 2nd and goal from the 5. And a timeout taken by the Air Force Academy. And Fisher to Barry needs a good defensive stand. Not too happy with the way his team has played tonight. Some untimely penalties after they took a 10-0 lead. 3 personal foul penalties, that offsides, getting Tech a little bit closer to the goal line. They're down by a field goal here in San Francisco.
What am I supposed to do with these?
The answer? Try delicious Diamond Nuts on all your favorite foods, like pecans on fruit salad or walnuts on pasta. It's a great way to add texture and taste to just about anything. Wholesome, delicious Diamond Nuts. They top everything. Try Diamond Glazed Nuts, now available in snack sizes.
Baby, I got that feeling, baby. Sometimes I'm down.
Help choose the Pontiac High Performance Play of the Year. Vote online at ESPN.com, keyword Pontiac. The winning play will be announced live on the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. Pontiac, fuel for the soul.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm. Call now and learn how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's databank and apply for a patent. Even if your idea is just to improve an existing product, call for ISC's free information.
For your inventor's information, call 1-800-652-0101.
Rex Grossman and the Gators collide with John Navarre and the Wolverines. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Outback Bowl, 11 a.m. New Year's Day on ESPN.
There's one of the landmarks here in San Francisco, Coy Tower, sitting atop Telegraph Hill. So many great vantage points from which to see this beautiful city, and things have cleared up rather nicely after some heavy rains. And right now, Virginia Tech knocking on the door, down 10-7 with the ball on the 5, 2nd and goal.
Fisher DeBerry took that timeout, called his whole defense over there. Boys, we need to stop.
This is Lee Suggs territory, but instead, Randall goes for Wilford. A wrestling match, and it's incomplete.
It's a great job of coverage of Wes Crawley, number 8 for Air Force, giving up the height advantage and really fighting his rear end off to keep Wilford from coming down with it. Got the hand inside. Take a look at it. See, that was a nice, well-thrown ball. Again, it's a jump ball. It's a gamble you want to take. You see Crawley right there getting that hand right up inside there and getting a hand on the football. Now it's a battle. Now you play keep away. Now I want to try to understand why they have call an incomplete pass, because usually on a tie, the offense gets the benefit of the doubt. That foot right there was inbounds when he caught the ball. That should be 6 points for the Hokies.
So instead they call it incomplete, and it's now 3rd and goal. Randall, Wilford, that time it's too low and away. And Wes Crawley, by the way, in making that defensive play, the play before, he's a guy who's missed the last couple of games with a broken clavicle, so he's playing in some pain, and a strange call that time.
Well, Frank Beamer is a good football coach. You have a guy that has 50 billion touchdowns rushing the ball. You have 2 timeouts left. I do not understand why they did not give Lee Suggs the opportunity to punch the ball in.
Right, it was 2nd and 5, Chris. They had a couple of opportunities to do it, didn't do it. 23-yard field goal by Carter Worley. Knocks it home, and after falling behind 10-0, Virginia Tech has now tied it up.
There is a start. There is a finish. And in the journey between, there are dreams. The NCAA Hall of Champions keeps these dreams alive for you. More than a museum, the NCAA Hall of Champions takes you on an interactive journey. Relive some of the most inspirational moments in collegiate sports history and walk in the steps of a student athlete. At the NCAA Hall of Champions, you'll find something for every fan. Discover what it means to be a champion. The journey begins inside.
The United States Air Force Academy offers a 4-year education like no other. The Academy focuses on 4 pillars of excellence: academics, military training, athletics, and character development. Cadets graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree and a commission as an Air Force officer.
Virginia Tech has just tied the game up. Carter Worley with the field goal. They went 46 yards in 9 plays, chewed up 3 minutes and 39 seconds. And Lee Suggs and company. Lee Suggs did not get the ball, even though it was 2nd and goal from the 5. And he didn't get it. You go up top both times.
You know, again, you have a guy that's a great red zone, goal line, whatever you want to call him, end zone guy, and you don't give him the football. You have 2 timeouts. You have plenty of time left. Give him a chance to score. That's your bread and butter.
He's a touchdown machine, man.
Yeah, feed the machine.
Got a touchdown earlier in this game. Did Lee Suggs, 27th straight game in which he has scored a touchdown. That That time he didn't get the ball. Short kick taken by one of the up men. And tackled down at the 35-yard line is Joe Schieffer, one of the backup halfbacks for the Air Force Academy.
Well, it seems like to me that the traction's getting worse and worse out on that football field. We're seeing everybody slip. Time the kicker took one, he kicked the ball and fell in the back of his head.
Really going off with some grass stains on those nice white pants.
Yeah. He's over there explaining to the coach, yeah, I slipped, coach.
Traction not so good here at Pac Bell. So first down from the 35. You figure Air Force is going to be content to go in with the tie, but let's see how they play it. Marriage hands it off to Butler. Butler, the speedy guy, keeps his legs churning and picks up about 8 yards.
Jimmy Williams again from his free safety position coming up and making a play. And I'm telling you right now, if they want to do it, Virginia Tech in the second half, look for Air Force to do this, is right for the post play. Fake the play action, run a guy in a post because your free safety is sitting at 6 yards off the line of scrimmage.
So that'll do it for the first half. Air Force out to a 10-0 lead, but Virginia Tech has come back to tie the inaugural Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. And as we send you to break, Mike Stahl, one of our camera guys, wishing you a happy new year on the East Coast.
The Gospel, according to ESPN. Available now.
Ever try to use a bank or broker to refinance your home? That's why we started eLoan. It's a better way to refinance. Needless paperwork? Gone. Lender fees? Gone. Waiting for a decision? Ours takes minutes. At eLoan, we believe everyone is entitled to the right loan at the lowest possible rate, based on your credit, not your negotiating skills. You get your cash fast, at a great rate. A bank shouldn't come between you and your money. That's why there's eLoan. Apply now at eLoan.com or call 1-800-ELOAN-22.
Arm strength, quickness, agility, and body control. The essential elements of the winning defensive baseball player. And with Coach Emanski's Defensive Drills video, you'll learn the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school. The Defensive Drills video features revolutionary training techniques developed by professional scout and instructor Tom Emanski. Techniques that get results, producing baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams and even a gold medal in international competition. In a recent review, Collegiate Baseball Magazine exclaimed, with Coach Emanski's techniques, the future of baseball is here today. Even top professional players are impressed. Just ask Major League superstar Fred McGriff.
I'm so impressed with the instructional videos by Coach Emanski that I've given them my full endorsement. When you watch them, you'll know why.
The Defensive Drills video is available now for immediate shipping. It makes a great gift and benefits players of all ages and ability levels. To order your copy, call toll-free 1-800-233-0500. That's 1-800-233-0500. Call now.
And glad to have you with us on the College Game Day Halftime Report, halfway through the inaugural Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Earlier tonight, over on ESPN in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, a matchup that we had anticipated since the announcement of the bowl pairings, Maryland against Tennessee in that Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. 16 of the last 18 matchups in this bowl game have been decided by 7 points or less. And then there was this one. Maryland was pumped up, and that was our first clue that this would not be one of the storied nights for the team from Rocky Top. This on a fourth down play, Scott McBride.
What a great play call. You knew they wanted to get in there to stop the run, boot it out, easy touchdown, Maryland.
Casey Clausen just throws one up for grabs. Jerome Cox coming up with the pick. Flag that was dropped on this play was on Tennessee. Maryland controlled the entire first half. They were up 17-3 at the break. Couple of big plays really just destroyed Tennessee.
Well, this is a field goal attempt by Alec Wall, 41, goes far to the left. This could have given them some momentum going into halftime, but they missed it.
And then in the second half, Darren Tinsley getting a handoff, and that ball is knocked free. Terps all over the place. Dominique Foxworth dives on it. Maryland recovering it early in the fourth quarter. Here comes Scott McBride again. Tennessee tried to pound him, take him out of his element, make him not want to run the football. It was not successful. Maryland blows out Tennessee in Atlanta. The Terps back-to-back double-digit win seasons. In fact, they win 11 games for just the second time in school history. The AXA Liberty Bowl in Colorado State and TCU. Colorado State, champion of the Mountain West. TCU, co-champion in Conference USA. Bradley Van Pelt, picked off by Jason Goss. Van Pelt, 4 of 19 for 24 yards against that vaunted Horned Frog defense. Sean Stilley throws a dart in here to LaTerrence Dunbar.
And hits him in stride. Standing tall in the pocket, LaTerrence Dunbar, and a nice little pattern across the defense. Touchdown, TCU.
Actually, that would have been enough offense, but there was more, Trev, from Ricky Madison.
Yeah, right up the middle, nice touchdown, offensive line. But the whole story of the game was TCU's run defense, just shutting down Colorado State.
Madison went for 111. TCU takes the Liberty Bell, and they will celebrate on Beale Street. 17-3, the Horned Frogs get the victory. They win 10 games. Colorado State, a terrific season as well, into double digits in victory. Cecil Sapp went over 100 yards against that great run defense, but almost all of it came on the very first series of the game, and after that, he didn't really get much. Let's talk a little bit about Tennessee. Tennessee's got a great bowl history. This is not one of the nights they will remember. Really, it was an embarrassing performance.
Yeah, dismal performance for Tennessee. I think Phil Fulmer and his offense and defensive staff this offseason need to get together and start making some adjustments. I mean, this game was a microcosm of the entire season. Mistakes, penalties, players fighting in the middle of the game. I mean, lack of discipline. 3 points against a Maryland team that's a good team. But come on, you'll never be able to convince me that Maryland, talent-wise, was that much better than Tennessee. But anytime you play against Ralph Friedgen and his team, a team that does play fundamentally sound, a team that doesn't hurt itself, you will be exposed. And I believe that Phil Fulmer and his staff were exposed by a better coaching staff at Maryland.
Well, they were, and it was evident, obviously, by the score in this football game. But you look at this team. They came out of the gate. They were ready to play. They were excited to be at the Peach Bowl and play in this football game. But on the defensive side of the ball, E.J. Henderson, you can't say enough about this player. Came back for his senior season. He could have left last year for the NFL draft. He would have been a first-day pick in the NFL draft. He has back surgery in the offseason. Comes back to the football team. He's hobbling around during training camp, but he still stays with the team. Comes back to be an All-American at the end of the season. He is the leader of this football team. They rally around E.J. Henderson. That's why they're a great defensive squad, and their head coach, Ralph Friedgen.
Friedgen always finds the right button to push, whether it's heaving a chair above some guys' heads in the locker room or babying guys. He always seems to know just the right button to push to get his team to perform at peak efficiency, and they had another terrific season. We will continue here on the College Game Day Halftime Report after this.
Some say he's still out wandering these hills, looking for his lost head. It's a true story.
Okay, time to go to bed.
For when you need it most.
Uh-oh.
Our longest lasting Energizer Max ever.
What was that?
Energizer Max. Do you have the bunny inside?
Vote now on the Pontiac High Performance Play of the Year.
This for the win for Florida State to upset Miami from 43 yards away. He missed it! Wide left!
Here's Wallace pumping, looking, running to his right, looking, and he's going to be almost caught. Now he's running at the 25 and runs down the sideline, back to the 10. Now he's giving ground, goes around to the 10, to the left side, to the 5. Touchdown!
Prince's going to throw for it. Got to get it off. They go for the ball game. Touchdown! Touchdown! Michael Jenkins on 4th and 1. Final play of the game. Randall stops, throws it as far as he can. Count! Count! Touchdown! Last play of the game, and I'll believe it.
Oh my goodness.
Larry Johnson closing in on the magical number. Gets the toss. Johnson, here he goes. This is 2,000 plus for Larry Johnson. Touchdown Penn State, and he does it with style.
To vote, log on to ESPN.com. Keyword Pontiac.
New Year's Eve afternoon in El Paso means the Sun Bowl, Washington and Purdue. Purdue had already dropped a snap on a punt up a short Washington touchdown. Then Kyle Orton puts it on the ground again. Marquise Cooper scoop and score. Purdue's been doing this kind of stuff all season long. 17-7. Washington now up on Purdue. Here's Brandon Jones. He's going to put it on the ground, but oh, serendipity. Ray Williams recovers it for the touchdown, and suddenly the Boilers are alive. Joey Harris. Serendipity means accidentally finding good fortune. Much like Gillard does right here. Strip score. He's a native of the state of Texas. Gets a touchdown in his home state. 34-24, Purdue over Washington. Silicon Valley football classic, Georgia Tech against Fresno State. 26 ticks to go in the half. A.J. Suggs from Tech. This is ill-advised, they call it in the training. D. Mesa picking it off, a pick six, 48 yards. Bulldogs take the lead, get the momentum mark. Chan Gailey watching, bummed, unhappy. Fresno State now going to Paul Penninger. They're trailing it. This is a 3rd and 14 play. DeAndre Gilbert, terrific catch, gets to 14 and 54 more. 68 yards on the play. Set up a Rodney Davis touchdown. Here's Demarius Bilbo in there for Suggs. Rolls right. Bilbo in there and making plays. A dart to Jonathan Smith, 42 yards, 21-20. Jackets on top. Asen Asparuoff kicked a field goal, and then Davis drives in the nail in the coffin. Right up the gut, 151 yards, couple of touchdowns. Fresno State, 30-21. Crucial.com Humanitarian Bowl in Boise. Boise State against Iowa State. Boise State down 3-0. Ryan Dinwiddie looking for Brock Forsey.
Follow your blockers on a screen pass. That's what Brock Forsey does. Picks up the first down for Boise State.
Brock Forsey led the nation in touchdowns. This is why. That one put Boise State up 7-3. Third quarter, Iowa State had a 3-point lead at the half, but Forsey goes in there again. Third quarter, going to just keep giving it to Forsey. Forsey would never give it to anyone else. Reverse! Lou Fanucci, 27 yards down to the 13-yard line, led to a Dinwiddie quarterback sneak. Boise State up 21-10, and then here comes Forsey again. 3 touchdowns, 78 yards. Boise State stuck one in there to stick it to Iowa State just a little bit. 34-16, the final in that one. So the Boise State win. The WAC sitting there in the clubhouse now at 2-1 in the standings for the Bowl Challenge Cup. ESPN will present a trophy to the conference with the best winning percentage among those conferences, with at least 3 representatives in bowl games. The ACC looking pretty at 3-2. Meanwhile, the Pac-10 has just been all hat and no cattle. They're 1-4 so far. A couple of games still ahead coming up.
Big hat, though.
Pac-10. Big hat, not much cattle. Very disappointing finish. Still got USC and Washington State to play, though. Guys, as you look at this right now, Mark, who has made the biggest impression on you so far, either team or a conference?
Well, I think you have to look at the Big Ten. Obviously, they're undefeated right now, but you look at Purdue and what they've been able to accomplish this year. Of their 6 losses, they were by 7 points or less, and Joe Tiller has 9 of his offensive starters returning next year, 15 total starters coming back. So when you look at the Big Ten next year, you have to look at the Purdue Boilermakers. They've got a big nucleus coming back, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, as I mentioned, but this is a team that was in every single game that they lost this year, and they exploded in the second half today against Washington.
How about the WAC going 2-1? I mean, the WAC conference seeking respect, gets 2 wins, one over the ACC and one over the Big 12 conference. And I like Boise State, 12-1 to finish the year. And, you know, a lot of people are going to look at this game and say Iowa State really limped down the stretch. Were they really ready to play? Listen, Boise State was the better football team. We knew about their offense, but I was very impressed with their defense. Dan Hawkins' defense showed up ready to play. Seneca Wallace still played fairly well. They still had weapons on that offense. They shut down Iowa State to 16 points. I'll tell you what, Boise State's a very good football team. They earned respect with the WAC conference.
You know, I think the WAC's in pretty good shape in the Bowl Challenge Cup. 667 winning percentage. I know the Big Ten's still unbeaten. They still have 4 games sitting out there. The Big East has a couple of big games sitting out there. They've got a shot. You've already got the Big 12 that's been eliminated. The SEC must win out if it wants to get a piece of this thing. So the WAC might end up taking home the hardware when all is said and done. We will continue on the halftime report after this.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Brought to you by Long Lasting Energizer. Do you have the bunny inside?
They call this art?
I'll tell you what I call it, brother.
It symbolizes my frustration of committing to a phone plan I don't always need.
You should be down at 10-10-220, little dude.
Yeah, it's a great phone service with no monthly commitment.
With 10-10-220, all calls up to 20 minutes or 99 cents.
It's cheap, whether you use it a little or a lot.
That is a great deal.
Now, this speaks to me.
It says cheap.
Dial 10-10-220. Brother.
I am a soldier. An army of one. Even though I am part of the strongest army in the world, I am my own force. With the latest technology, training, and support, who I am has become better than who I was. And I'll be the first to tell you, the might of the U.S. Army doesn't lie in numbers. It lies in soldiers like me. Specialist Mark DeCarly. I am an army of one, and you can see my strength.
We dream
of
stopping cancer. We dream of stopping cancer.
We dream
of shaping the future of housing. We dream of shaping the future of housing.
I dream of curing Parkinson's disease. I dream of discovering new energy resources.
I dream of ending world hunger. We dream.
I dream. We dream.
I dream. We dream.
We dream.
Come see the Virginia Tech Hokies take on Florida State at Castle Coliseum, Saturday, January 4th at 4:30 p.m. Order your tickets today. Call 1-800-VA-TECH-4. Be proud. Hokie proud.
I'm Curtis Story, a funeral director with Johnny Moki & Son in Salem. This is Officer Webb with the Salem Police Department. Before you go out this holiday season, remember this.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Designate a driver this holiday season. And please, drive safely and drive sober.
And remember, don't let us be your designated driver.
The goal never changes at schools like Michigan and Florida. Year in and year out, those two programs are expected to compete for national championships. But when you don't reach that goal, certainly a terrific consolation prize is a matchup in the Outback Bowl against each other. For the first time, Michigan and Florida will square off New Year's morning on ESPN. Dave Barnett, Bill Curry, Mike Golick will be on the scene for us.
From a setting like this, where else could we be but the home of the Buccaneers in Tampa, where New Year's morning, John Navarre of Michigan and Rex Grossman of Florida will have different agendas. John Navarre, Mike Golick, has had big numbers, but not big love in Ann Arbor this year.
That's right, Dave. A lot of Michigan fans want John Navarre to walk the plank after 3 tough losses this year. 2 close ones, one to Notre Dame and the other to Ohio State, then the blowout against Iowa. When you're the quarterback at Michigan, you're expected to make the big play to win the game. Now, on the other side, the numbers don't lie. The 6'6" quarterback has thrown just 7 interceptions this year. He spreads the ball around well and doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So as John Navarre tries to right the ship, Bill, I know the Florida quarterback has a couple questions as well.
You are right, Mike. There are a couple of questions about Mr. Grossman. The first involves 17 interceptions this year. We've learned from the coaching staff that in the last 5 games, none of those interceptions were Rex's fault. They either passed through receivers' hands or were tipped at the line of scrimmage, so he's learning the system. Second, and more compelling, is whether or not he's going to come out to the National Football League. The main reason he even has that choice is because he is the captain of his ship. He has won the respect and the love of his teammates and his coaches. This is the man who was second in the voting for the Heisman Trophy a year ago. There's a reason for that. We're going to see 2 outstanding quarterbacks competing in this game.
And, Bill, as we look at the numbers this year from Navarre and Grossman, they're strikingly similar, almost identical, in fact, until you get to interceptions. The quarterback who throws the fewer New Year's Day may sail on home with a win in the first ever meeting between 2 of the most storied programs in college football here in Tampa. Let's send it back to the studio.
Guys, thank you very much. You remember, this was a great New Year's Eve trip. Do you remember when we started the day, we told Mark if he would stay with us and pay attention the whole day, that we'd get him a copy of the Fish On Marathon, the date with Ann. It was on ESPN2.
Fish on, Mark.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us for the second half of the Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Then you can enjoy that.
He doesn't even have a VCR.
He doesn't have a VCR?
DVD.
Well, that's all I've got, my friend. Second half's coming up.
Discover the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school with Dynamic Practice Organization, a revolutionary new instructional videotape. Dynamic Practice Organization features professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky with his famous building block approach to athletic training. This exciting instructional videotape features the same drills, techniques, and methods that have produced baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Dynamic Practice Organization makes any coach look like a genius and organizes offensive and defensive practices that players of all ages and ability levels can't wait to attend, and immensely improves team communication skills and even conditioning. This is the instructional video that's a winner. To order your copy for only $29.95, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-652-0101. This Dynamic Practice Organization teaching video makes a great gift, too. Call now, 1-800-652-0101.
There's no reason why that ball should have gone through Buckner's legs. There's no reason why any of the runs before that should have been scored. There's no reason why the Mets should have even been in the World Series. No reason why they should have won 108 games. They were outmanned by the Red Sox. The Red Sox had the most dominating players in baseball. The numbers had almost become sublime. There are numbers that are actually bigger than baseball. Laws of probability that supersede the rules of statistics. Things that are even bigger than the curse of the Bambino. Things that say that if you call heads 100 times in 100 seasons, that one of those times it's going to have to land heads.
Welcome back to ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week.
Welcome back to San Francisco. Halftime just about over at the Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl, tied up at 10 apiece. Air Force out to that 10-0 start. Virginia Tech, though, coming back to tie it up, Chris. And there really were some questionable calls. Things not really going Virginia Tech's way.
No, actually, there were a couple. One was a fumble. They got a touchdown taken away. But I'll tell you what, Air Force is playing hard. Their defense has responded to this power running game by Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech defense is responding to the triple option by Air Force. See the highlights there. Matt Ward taking it on in reverse, going for 6. And Lee Suggs. There's the fumble that shouldn't have been a fumble. Chance Harridge overthrows his wide receiver. And we run a little option of our own. I don't know if Vegas is ready for the option, but he did a good job there. And then Lee Suggs, knowing how to get the ball in the end zone, he gets close, he smells it, he punches it in.
So Fisher DeBerry's team tied up at the half. His counterpart, Frank Beamer, standing by with Rob Stone.
Well, Coach, dealing with that triple option, always a challenge for your defense. How have they responded to it?
Well, better after the first series. It's so new, and they caught us second play of the game on the play action pass, but I thought we played it much better, into the second quarter. So hopefully we can continue to do that.
That final drive, Chris Spielman upstairs was questioning, hey, how come Lee Suggs not getting the ball? That is by design, though, at that point for you, right?
Well, we alternate them back and forth, and whoever's in there is in there, and that's the way we've done all year, and that's the way we'll do it in this game.
It's worked so far, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Lee Suggs' number is just 31 yards, but he did have the touchdown, and yes, he is back. A return man as well for this Virginia Tech team, and they get the ball to start off the second half. He's taken at the 10 and tackled around the 25-yard line is Justin Hamilton, a flanker who also acts as a return man. Take a look at the rush yards in favor of Air Force, as you might expect, and the reverse on the passing side.
Yeah, a lot of that's deceiving, though, because you take a look at the 47 yards passing by Air Force. That was on one reception. Brian Randall, on the other hand, has been on the money. The total yards even, turnovers.
Yep, turnovers, the 2 interceptions thrown by Chance Harridge. And, well, you talked about Randall. How about 10 for 14, 111 yards in that first half? Right away, give it to Suggs, and he drags a defender with him. Adrian Wright takes a ride for a couple of yards.
That's a couple plays that Adrian Wright has made, coming off the corner on a blitz and just catching the ball from the backside, not being accounted for by that Virginia Tech offensive line.
Virginia Tech in the first half falling behind 10-0. Suggs, by the way, we showed you 7 carries, 31 yards. Kevin Jones, 7 carries for 24 yards. 2nd and 8 after that 2-yard gain by Suggs. Randall's first pass of the second half is on the money to Wilford, but it's just a short gain as he is popped by Wes Crawley. Picked up 5 on that play, so 3rd and 3 coming up.
Anytime you're a predominantly 3-deep zone, what you're going to do, your corner's going to play off. There's a 3-step drop. It's a well-thrown ball to Wilford on the out route, and Crowley comes up and has a great break on the ball. Why are you playing so soft? Because you're responsible for the deep half. The only thing you can do as a corner is break up a ball, make it limit the gain. They did that. That's a good play for Virginia Tech. It's also a good play by Crowley in the Air Force defense.
Crowley grew up in nearby Sacramento, about 45 minutes or so away. Has quite a few family members watching him play. Schlegel offsides by a ton.
That's designed. Now you're hard counting. Why? Because Air Force hit you on a couple blitzes early in the ball game, and they hit you by timing up the count or the cadence of the quarterback. So
Offside.
I guarantee you.
Defense, 5 yards to the previous spot. Yardage gives Virginia Tech the first down.
Coach Beamer went in at halftime and said, look, start changing up your count. These guys are blitzing. Their time isn't up. Change it up, force them to jump off sides, and it worked right there to perfection.
Well, the penalties piling up, Chris, against Air Force. Now 6 penalties for 63 yards. They had 3 personal foul penalties in the first half. That's at least the second. That is, in fact, the second offsides that has directly led to a Virginia Tech first down. 1st and 10 from the 37. 2 receivers to Randall's left. He goes to one of them, completes it to Witten, who sidesteps one would-be tackler and another. Witten, good work with his feet. Picks up about 9 yards on his 4th catch of the night.
Paul Mayo has a great position, a great break on the football. Read the split screen well. He's got to come up and make a play. And he especially cannot let the ball bounce outside. So he's got to keep that outside leverage out there. Force the ball inside, because look where all the white helmets are coming. They're not going to be coming from the sidelines. They're going to come from the middle of the field. He, as the corner or the outside flank player, needs to force the ball back inside and let his pursuit make the tackle.
Witten takes a short break after making that catch. 2nd and 1. Suggs gets it and is close to the first down marker. A little bit too soon to tell as he is bunched up in the middle. Nicholas Taylor, number 95, among those making the stop.
That's Virginia Tech's bread and butter, the power O. That's when you have a lead block by your fullback, the backside guard's pulling around. And I give Air Force credit because they've been able to shut that down for the most part. Although Suggs did score the touchdown on that same play, it looks like Air Force made some adjustments at halftime defensively.
And there's Doug Eastlick and Fisher DeBerry we're talking about, him being the unsung hero. As he is the fullback, makes the running game go, and up to midfield on that carry is Suggs. Picked up 3.
Anthony Schlegel from his middle linebacker spot does a good job of pursuing down the line of scrimmage, hitting the play running downhill. We were talking yesterday at lunch. He said, Chris, you know when I get in trouble is when I start shuffling and going lateral. When I start making plays, I'm hitting the ball and hitting the line of scrimmage, going downhill, making plays. That's the way you have to do it. That's why he plays about 5 yards deep, so he can get going downhill when he's not blitzing.
And he shows blitz and backs off that time. Randall zips it out to Wilford, who makes the catch in front of Mayo. Picks up about 6 yards on that. So Tech going to that short passing game here early in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they have a mismatch out on the outside now. Once you're successful, you're gonna come back. I guarantee you. You're gonna come back with a hitch and go. You're gonna pump the out cut, then you're gonna send Wilford on the out and up, hopefully to get Mayo to bite on the out. Then you throw the streak route going down the corner of the end zone.
Frank Beamer in charge at Virginia Tech. We have the 3rd and 4th longest tenured coaches at one spot in Division I football going against each other tonight. Wilford in motion and up too soon from his stance is the tight end Keith Willis. So Tech goes back 5 yards.
That's a lack of concentration on Keith's part. And I'm going to tell you what happens is that offensive lineman.
Full start, offense. 5 yards to the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
They get jumpy and they get anxious when you're playing a blitzing team. They want to make sure, see him take that hard step inside. That is because he is responsible for that C gap. He wants to protect that. He took that hard step to protect that gap just in case they were blitzing forgot the snap count, though. Wait till that ball snap.
So the 3rd and 2 turns into a 3rd and 7, and now out of the shotgun, Randall has 4 receivers. 3 of them to his right. And he goes right up the middle and is tackled right away by Nicholas Taylor. Good coverage by the Air Force secondary. And now is the 3rd sack of Randall tonight.
When you bring pressure from the outside, you always want to have what they call a power rusher from the inside, taking away a throwing lane or a running lane. That time was executed perfectly by Nicholas Taylor in the Air Force defense.
And he burns in for a second punt, and good pressure by Air Force, and a fair catch called for, and it goes into the end zone. Leotis Palmer lets it go by him, and Air Force will get it at the 20 after a 52-yard punt. Air Force gets the ball.
What am I supposed to do with these?
The answer? Try delicious Diamond Nuts on all your favorite foods, like walnuts and stuffing, or on oatmeal. It's a great way to add texture and taste to just about anything. Wholesome, delicious Diamond Nuts. They top everything. Try Diamond Glazed Nuts, now available in snack sizes.
All new, 220 horses, and one more thing. The all-new 220 horsepower Mazda 6.
Thanks a lot, sir.
No, thank you, Mr. Metzger.
I appreciate it.
Next.
Winter X Games 7 in Aspen starts January 30th on ESPN2.
There is a start, there is a finish, and in the journey between, there are dreams. The NCAA Hall of Champions keeps these dreams alive for you. More than a museum, the NCAA Hall of Champions takes you on an interactive journey. Relive some of the most inspirational moments in collegiate sports history and walk in the steps of the student athlete. At the NCAA Hall of Champions, you'll find something for every fan. Discover what it means to be a champion. The journey begins inside.
Welcome back to San Francisco. Air Force gets the ball, tied up at 10 apiece with Virginia Tech. Happy New Year again to all of you in the Eastern time zone as we play on here in the 3rd quarter. Harridge holding on to it, and the quarterback gets a great seam, breaks an arm tackle, and motors all the way up to the 41-yard line. Another quarterback standing by with our Rob Stone. Rob.
Pam, the Vic franchise continuing at Virginia Tech. Michael's younger brother, Marcus, joining me now, a redshirt freshman. You've been on every road trip. Has it been difficult kind of waiting to follow in your brother's footsteps here at Tech?
Yeah, it's been very difficult, you know, just sitting out watching, you know, just trying to learn, you know, from this year. But I think I've been doing all right, you know, learning, trying to get smarter and stay focused for the upcoming spring.
Tech coaches were telling us that you're very involved in the practices, training with the first team. You're in all the team meetings. You're on all the road trips as well. What have they told you is kind of their preliminary plan, at least for you and your future in Blacksburg?
Well, I really don't know as of yet. I mean, they brought me in here to be a quarterback, and that's what I'm going to be. You know, their plans, I don't know what their plans are. You know, they haven't let me know that yet.
Your brother Michael has a fairly important game this weekend. Has he talked to you about his first playoff competition?
Nah, he ain't talked to me about that. But, you know, he talked to me about how the NFL was, and he said it was very, you know, fast-paced game, real different from college. So I just strive from that.
Marcus, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck at Tech.
Thank you, Rob. And now Harridge pitches it to Butler. And Anthony doesn't get much. In fact, he loses another yard. And of course, Marcus Vick, Michael doing a terrific job. Boy, what a season he has had with the Falcons, and Marcus was running the scout team. He was Chance Harridge in practice.
I'm sure he did an outstanding job. And if I'm Marcus Vick, and I would call Michael and I'd say, send money, Michael. You have enough of it, help little bro out.
He has a couple of bucks he could
Oh, yes. He's an outstanding quarterback. And Marcus is certainly an outstanding prospect.
They're very excited about him. The problem is Brian Randall's only a sophomore, very competitive, and it's going to be tough to take the job away from him. 3rd and 12, and up the middle, Butler busts loose for the first down. So after losing 1 yard on successive plays, they pick up 14 in the first down.
Again, that's the second time this ball game on 3rd down they've been able to pop the draw because there's no power rusher. See everybody working up inside. Butler makes a nice cut and he gets good blocking by his receivers downfield. Saw Kenny Smith in there getting the block. And also Donnie Clark knocking people down, knocking the pursuit angles off by blocking downfield. Big plays happen when you block downfield.
Butler is their big play speed guy running wise. Harridge pitches it to Clark. Nick, it's Heyer, 24, and Heyer picks up 4. A lot of guys in this Air Force offense get carries. Heyer, Clark, Ward, the running backs, the halfbacks we've seen get carries, along with Butler, Stevens, and Palmer.
Keeps them fresh. They do a lot of running. They're asked to do a lot. They're not only asked to run the football and running option, but again, for big plays to happen downfield in the running game, you need receivers blocking downfield. These guys do that very well.
Air Force trying to finish a season leading the country in rushing for the first time, and they're well behind their pace. Harridge gets it knocked down right in front of him by Mike Daniels, sophomore from Fairfax, Virginia.
Talk about playing the option. You play disciplined defense. That time Mike Daniels playing his responsibility. Seeing Chance on the rollout, gets his hands up, times it perfectly, shows a good vertical. Almost got a pick.
Daniels played in all 13 games, started one of them this year, and almost indeed came up with that interception. And no completions now for Harridge, by the way, since the second play of the game, that 47-yard completion that set up the first touchdown. 3rd and 6. Harridge keeping it this time on the ground, and he is stopped a couple of yards short of the first down.
Now looking over there down at the sidelines and looking at Fisher DeBerry, there's no sign of the punt team coming on. And that's a play that there's kind of been their go-to play tonight. And what it is, it's the quarterback's off-tackle play, and you're essentially getting 3 lead blockers. That's why it takes time for Virginia Tech people to get off blocks and make a tackle. Chance just piles it in there.
And they are indeed going for it now. 4th and 1 from the Tech 38. It's a long one. Harridge pitching it and slipping down short of the first down. Boy, Anthony Butler would have had it, but he lost his footing, and Tech gets the ball back.
Again, you got to be aware of the surface that you're playing on, and you have to keep your feet underneath you. And when you make a cut, you got to plant your outside foot and cut off. You cannot cut off your inside foot. It's not AstroTurf, it's slippery grass.
So instead of the first down, Butler goes down early, and Tech gets the ball back on downs.
Now, on a special edition DVD, Barbershop, jam-packed with over 2 hours of bonus features, including bloopers and outtakes.
When he get through, his fade gonna be real smooth like Gary Coleman.
Barbershop, buy or rent it Wednesday.
What do you call a sports sedan? That's more sports than sedan. The all-new 220 horsepower Mazda 6.
Can I use your phone?
That's cool. Don't disrespect the man's house. Just right down the center. 1-800-CALLATT.
It's free for you and cheap for them.
You okay in there, man?
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
When you have money problems, just going to the mailbox can be frightening. The bills and balances keep piling up. You're scared to even look. It's the same when the phone rings. You know it's another creditor, so you're afraid to answer. I don't know how my debt got so out of control. I thought bankruptcy was the only way out. And then I called Ameridebt and found the answer.
Every day, Ameridebt helps more people with money problems. We're a nonprofit organization offering free consultations and solutions to consumers seeking to eliminate their debt.
Now I don't have to struggle to keep up my monthly payments, and I won't spend the next 20 years paying off my credit card bills. Ameridebt contacted my creditors. They were able to get my interest rates reduced, and my payments were almost cut in half. Now my balances are dropping, and I only have one small monthly payment.
Call this number, and in minutes, regardless of your situation, Ameridebt can help change your financial future.
Ameridebt gave me my life back.
Ameridebt, helping America get out of debt.
When you play on a muddy field, it's important to have clean shoes, and not necessarily clean on top, but clean on bottom. You see guys there kicking off the dirt. And why you need clean shoes on the bottom? Because of this reason. When you're on a slippery field, you got to play with your feet underneath you, and you need to cut off the outside foot. That foot he cut off of, he slips. That was his inside foot. His body weight took him down. Played with your feet underneath you, cut off the outside foot, you don't slip.
But instead, Butler went with that inside foot, slipped down short of the first down, and takes over. Randall in the air to Eastlick, his big fullback, and Eastlick is very close to the first down. Eastlick with 15 catches on the season coming in. That's his first catch tonight. And Chris, since Air Force went up 10-0, they have done absolutely nothing with the football. They have an interception, a punt, an interception, a punt, the half-ended, and then they gave it up on downs.
Well, one of the reasons of why they moved the ball, because they completed a pass. That loosened up Virginia Tech. They haven't completed a pass since Virginia Tech's defense has tightened up. They're getting more confidence in the back end.
Harris, you just saw him on the phone, just 1 of 9 with 2 interceptions. Wilford on first down gets close to another one as he catches that pass in front of Jeff Overstreet.
Randall sharp tonight. He's delivering that outcut, and that's not an easy throw to make, and it's all on timing. That's why it's so impressive. Wilford's just pushing the corner, breaking out. They're setting him up for the out and up. The corners are going to start getting overexcited, anxious. Crawley and Overstreet, they want to make a play. Pretty soon they're going to get bumped with that out and up.
Yeah, they have yet to go with that out and up, any sort of a home run ball. That's 3 catches on the night. Make it 4 for Wilford. 6 different Hokies have caught a pass from Randall this evening. Eastlick, oh my goodness, what a huge hole up the middle. And the big fullback rumbles for a first down. Picks up 16.
Starting to establish a line of scrimmage. And had another missed tackle. That's 5 on the evening. But you'll see Eastlick, a guy that normally doesn't get a running chance. Schlegel gets pushed out. You got Trevor, number 44, overrunning the play. Now that's gap sound responsibility, but you got to be in position to make the play.
Big gain for Eastlick, the fullback, and now they go a little speed. Kevin Jones bursts up the middle for about 8. Capital One Bowl Week concludes tomorrow on ESPN, 9:30 Eastern Time in the morning. Chris, Lee, and Kirk break all the day's bowl games down. A special edition of College Game Day presented by Discover Card. And then it is the Outback Bowl from Raymond James Stadium. John Navarre in Michigan takes on Rex Grossman in Florida. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Bowl Challenge Cup, what's that? The Big Ten has yet to lose a game.
Yeah, Big Ten was under some scrutiny at the beginning of the year. Doing well as postseason.
Jones with another carry on 2nd and short, and he picks up the first down as we take you back to the Challenge Cup. Big Ten 3-0 so far. We'll see Michigan play tomorrow morning. Ohio State has a pretty big game coming up on Friday on ABC for the National Championship. And Mountain West, Air Force's conference 0-2. Colorado State losing convincingly. Boy, TCU's defense today was unbelievable at the AXA Liberty Bowl.
They're running the ball as well as anybody I've seen all year. A lot of purple hats on that football.
Very impressive. TCU finishes 10-2 on the season. Suggs now in, and he gets the pitch. Huge hole again. Schlegel with the tackle, but Tech looking good on this drive.
You know, last time Virginia Tech was in this position, we saw them go to the air twice. And Rob Stone asked Coach Frank Beamer about that. He said, Chris was up there questioning it. Well, I'm going to see if I'm right, because I guarantee you that ball will be put on the ground.
You got to back up. I think the strategy might be a little bit different.
Yes,
this time.
I do. especially with 22 back there.
2nd and 5 on the 8. They are 14th in the country rushing, but only 77 yards so far this evening. Suggs is behind Eastlick, gets the ball. Already with 1 rushing touchdown. So the ball is loose. But the officials say that Tech has retained possession.
I'll tell you what's happening. They're getting a good job of Luke Owens pushing inside, knocking Hightower out. You see Lee Suggs, he just keeps driving. Again, they're beating him up at the line of scrimmage.
1st and goal from the 1. Couple of tight ends in, some bigger, bulky guys as Suggs is in the backfield. He's the touchdown maker, and he makes another one. Lee Suggs has both the Virginia Tech's touchdowns tonight.
Why not? Luke Owens leading, power O. That's your best play. You've been running it for the past 50 years. You got one of the top touchdown makers in the history of college football. Give him the ball. And even though Frank questioned me, questioning him, what'd he come back to? Mr. Suggs.
You listen to you, big guy.
Yeah.
And Suggs matching his uniform number, 22. That's his 22nd rushing touchdown of the season. 24 overall. And Virginia Tech takes its first lead of the night as Lee Suggs finds the end zone for the 2nd time.
Thanks for the ride, Beamer. Anytime, Scott. See ya.
Come see the Virginia Tech Hokies take on Florida State at Castle Coliseum, Saturday, January 4th at 4:30 p.m. Order your tickets today. Call 1-800-VA-TECH-4. Be proud, Hokie proud.
Here is the current snowboard and ski equipment report at CMT Specialty Sports. Men's, women's, and children's clothing aisles report fantastic conditions with hundreds of fresh parkas from Columbia, the North Face, White Sierra, and more to help you be well-groomed on the slopes. Our ski and snowboard racks are packed to the powder to help you navigate all the slopes on the mountain. From novice to extreme, this gear is every ski and boarder's dream. Our expert certified staff would ensure you a proper fit with the right stuff for the way you get down the mountain. So if you need rentals, just a pair of goggles, or the whole thing for the mountain, come to CMT Specialty Sports. ESPN2's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Brought to you by Barbershop on VHS and Special Edition DVD this Tuesday. And by the all-new 220 horsepower Mazda 6 sports sedan.
That's the trophy they're playing for, the inaugural Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl, little Golden Gate Bridge. Replica, not the whole bridge, a piece of the bridge on top of that trophy. The Virginia Tech cheerleaders. Lee Suggs building on his Big East records now. 56 total touchdowns, 53 rushing touchdowns in his illustrious career at Virginia Tech. Brian Blue, one of the backup quarterbacks, a return guy, gets it out to around the 31 for the Air Force Academy, which has had problems offensively ever since they went up 10-0.
Just to go back, that slip cost Air Force a first down. Virginia Tech treated it like a turnover, in which it was. Anytime you get a 4th down stop, and to me, that's points off turnovers. Although it will not show up on a stat sheet like that, that's what it ends up being.
Butler slipping on what would have been a first down. Tech got the ball back and drove it all the way down the field. 60 yards, took them 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Suggs scoring the 2nd touchdown of the night. The Hokies have their first lead. Higher in motion. And a hand handoff up the middle to Butler. He spins around, picks up about 4.
Mikel Baki came in there, delivered a blow on Steve Massey, but the one thing I always tell young linebackers, when you come in and fill a hole in isolation, which that play was, you never give 1 for 1. You can have 25 fullback knockdowns with 0 tackles. If you give 1 for 1 to the fullback on an isolation play, I don't care if you knock him into next week, he still wins.
Harris pitching it. Butler running for the first down this time, keeps his feet. See, he's taken down at the 44-yard line. Let's go down to Rob Stone.
Pam, the Falcons right now going without halfback Leotis Palmer. He spent that last series on his back on the bench trying to loosen up a tight back. He spent some time behind the bench running, trying to loosen up. He finally just grabbed his helmet, but you see him, he's wandering over here now to try and loosen up and see if he can get back into the game.
Thanks, Rob. And boy, that's a huge loss. Palmer's so valuable as a running back, and also threw 2 touchdown passes this year, Chris.
Yeah, also, the good thing about Leotis, he wants to come back and be a part of the graduate assistant program that they have at the Air Force, serve the rest of his duty with the academy.
Started all games the last 2 seasons for the academy. Harris going down for Hire, who runs into the defensive back. Incomplete as he runs into Wilds. No flags.
Again, now Chance is looking to that outside receiver. He has a post player open. Why? Because in this defense, when you're defending the triple option, the free safety is responsible for the pitchman. Right there, he's open inside. He's going to the outside guy. He's gone to the outside guy 4 times. He needs to look into the post, and the coaches in the press box need to tell him when he comes out the field, Chance, look to the post. Don't look to the sidelines. It's there.
And you saw Harris throw his hands up almost like he thought that the correct pattern was applying. So it's 2nd and 10. Harris, very late pitch, gets it out to Don Clark, and good job that time by the Virginia Tech defense. Jimmy F. Williams pushing him.
Again, Jimmy Williams, and that's the free safety, and he's playing it 6 yards back. Now, another play that they have in their arsenal they have not yet used is they can fake the option, have Chance run down and step back to throw the ball, send the guy in the post, because Jimmy Williams is playing tighter. He's getting more confident. He's making tackle from sideline to sideline, which is not right for a free safety. You need to make him honest.
Williams has done a good job tonight, Chris. He has 6 tackles. 3rd and 9 for the Falcons. Harris looking, and again, it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. That's happened a couple of times. Tim Sandage, that time getting the big paws up.
Sanders does a good job. He's not getting much of a push, but what does he do? He doesn't give up, stays in the passing lane, times his jump perfectly, knocks it down. Now, Jimmy Williams is playing for Willie Pyle, so they want to take a look at Jimmy Williams. He's doing a nice job.
Here's Robert Barker's last punt was a 15-yard shank. That one also not pretty, but it takes a bit of an Air Force roll and will be down just outside the 20-yard line. 34-yard punt, no return. Tech scored a touchdown last time it had the ball. We get it back when we come back.
Come on.
Bobby, what am I supposed to do with these?
The answer? Try delicious Diamond Nuts on all your favorite foods, like walnuts on pancakes or almonds in stir-fry. It's a great way to add texture and taste to just about anything. Wholesome, delicious Diamond Nuts. They top everything. Try Diamond Glazed Nuts, now available in snack sizes.
All new, 220 horses, and one more thing. The all-new 220 horsepower Mazda 6.
Mr. Kiedis, this is all going somewhere, right?
Come on, the pad guy's getting impatient.
Pair the Kiedis with the
Winter X Games 7 in Aspen starts January 30th on ESPN2.
39-0, Connecticut is perfect.
The 2003 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN and ESPN2.
Some palm trees outside of Pac Bell Park here near China Basin in downtown San Francisco.
Checking that right field line. It's kind of built for Barry Bonds. 309 down the line.
And there's some fans sitting out there, maybe waiting for Barry to hit another one out. They're out in the center field bleachers. This is just a beautiful, beautiful park. Must be great to see baseball and a treat to be downtown to do football. As the Niners play down at 3Com, a little bit south of the city. As Jones is bottled up after a short game, give him a yard or two.
It's a big opportunity for Air Force now to create some type of field position for their offense.
Fisher DeBerry's offense has not done much. A couple of punts, a couple of interceptions, lost the ball on downs. So it's been rather non-existent for Chance Herridge and company since they went up 10-0 in this game.
Again, last possession, they look for Wilford on the out cut.
Still waiting for him to bust one loose. He's to the right of the quarterback as Jones slips down on this slick turf and loses a couple.
You got to recognize as a player when you're on slick turf, oftentimes it does not help to start making many moves and cuts and all those types of things. Hit it up in there with some authority.
Natural grass here at Pac Bell Park, and just a ridiculous amount of rain over the last few weeks in the San Francisco Bay Area. There's been flooding. Some of the buildings downtown, some of the stores I went into actually had their lower levels closed off because of flooding there. So a lot of water has saturated this field. 3rd and 10 after the slip.
After Air Force, you want to blitz now to force them to blitz. Reed, there you go.
And Randall has nowhere to go, Chris. A lot of blue pants. He goes down.
Yeah, that's a design quarterback draw. And again, Air Force does a good job of playing gap responsibility. And they have people blitzing from the outside, but they have their inside rushers doing a bull rush or a power rush for this exact reason, to protect against the quarterback draw. Nobody's getting upfield. They're kind of scooting down the line of scrimmage, and you have people pursuing good football. Well executed.
It's a matchup there between Jake Grove and Anthony Schlegel, and Schlegel got the better of him that time. Then he burns punt, rolls out of bounds at the 47 on the Tech side of the field, only a 29-yard punt. NBA basketball coming your way tomorrow, New Year's Day. Allen Houston and the Knicks taking on the Raptors at 7 Eastern time. All part of NBA Wednesdays on ESPN. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Vince Carter's missed the last 11 games for the Raptors. They're 1-10 without him. He's not expected to play tomorrow, and when he does play, he's very good. But now, Chris, the Toronto Sun newspaper reporting that the Cavaliers are trying to work out a trade to get Vince down in Cleveland.
I want to know who they're going to give for him.
Leotis Palmer back in for Air Force, and he pitches it to Matt Ward. And Ward, who had a big play earlier in this game, a 15-yard touchdown run, gets a nice gain that time.
That's the same play, just the opposite way. Leotis Palmer is going out now. It looks like his back is bothering him. He's got his head down. It's a reverse play again. They scored a touchdown in the first series off it. You get a good crack black block. There you go. Chance Herridge trying to get something done. Almost got a nice tackle there on Roniel Whitaker, the corner. Chance getting away, Chance.
Not afraid to go out there and block. Herridge is 5'11", 185. Picked up 5 on that play to Ward. Now right up the middle, it's Butler. And he goes for the Air Force first down, picking up 8.
Air Force says, you're going to run the power O down our throat. We're going to take our shot and try to run the power O down your throat. That's a play that it looks to me like Anthony Butler likes to run. It gives him the opportunity to get back at 8 yards and read the defense. You see the guard pull. Here he comes. He hits it up inside and does a great job of getting extra yards and getting his shoulders downfield. Not too many cuts, blowing it up in there.
The rush yards piling up for the academy. Butler. We talked to the offensive coordinator, Chuck Peterson, before the game. He said he wanted to get him at least 10 touches in space, and he's gotten at least that tonight.
He's their big inside runner. He's their most explosive and their fastest back. He's a 4.4 240 guy. I'll say that 7 times without stumbling. See, that's a great average right there. Anytime 5.7, that's outstanding average.
Second and 6 after the 4-yard gain by Butler. Well, Harridge barely keeps his feet. Fortunate not to go down in the backfield. Picked up a couple.
That ended up being a unintentional quarterback draw. He almost lost the ball when he went to throw the football, but he was able to keep his composure and get 2 yards. Manageable third down for Air Force.
Which is where they like it, Chris. Obviously not a team that is made for third and longs. The third quarter has come to a close. Air Force has fallen behind, but they're getting close.
The Gospel, according to ESPN. Available now.
Ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. This is the Bowflex Power Pro. Quite possibly the most effective home fitness machine ever made. In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 60 Health Club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. You can own a Bowflex with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web today. Redefine your body with Bowflex.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, come on. Catch the ball before you run with it. Let's
Basketball 101. Basketball 101.
Touch somebody now!
Oh, what are you doing? There you go. Just like we drew it up. Come on. Tangled up with Roar.
Stay in the lane! Stay in the lane!
Body drive.
Knock him down!
Get out of the crease! No, just hit somebody.
Go, baby, go! Go!
It's a disgrace. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome back to San Francisco. Just getting underway here in the 4th quarter with Virginia Tech leading Air Force by a touchdown. And for those of you watching in the Central Time Zone, Mike Weir has a message for you. Mike Weir, our handheld guy, and boy, he's been in the trenches all year for us,
He took
Chris.
a couple shots this year. Mike does a good job. All our guys do a great job.
Yeah, Mike down there, Rob Stone's #1 camera guy, and Happy New Year to all our friends in the Central Time Zone as you hit midnight. Still got a couple hours to go here on the West Coast. Adam Cole with that carry for the Air Force Academy. Down 7 now, battling back in this game after taking a 10-0 lead. And Virginia Tech, 2 touchdown runs by who else but Lee Suggs, as Fisher DeBerry team not getting to a bowl last year. Actually a great job. They were 6-6 last year and picked to finish 2nd to last in the Mountain West this year. And instead, they've gone 8-4 so far and have gotten themselves into this bowl game.
No, they had a chance for first down. The timing of that play was messed up a little bit. Adam Cole had to slow down and chop his feet before he handled the handoff, which caused the Virginia Tech guys to come in there and make the play. Now, if Massey was in there, I think the timing between Harridge and Massey, and remember, the triple option is all based on timing. That time, the timing was off a little bit, which gave the Virginia Tech defense time to get to the football.
That was Cole's first carry. 9 runners other than Harridge have touched the football in rushing plays. Air Force 1 for 2 on 4th downs tonight. They're going for it on 4th and 1 now. And Harridge gets it as he ducks his shoulder and picks up a couple.
That's a play they've been going to. It's a quarterback off tackle with 3 lead blockers, and the Virginia Tech did a great job fact, Chance Harris didn't end up at the first down, but his forward progress gave him the first down.
So Air Force now 2 for 3 on 4th downs. Again, coming into tonight, they were 16 of 22 on the season. Fisher to Barry. Keeps the sticks moving.
You know, it's impressive how Air Force just sticks with their game plan. They don't panic. Even though they get down, they don't panic. They're going to run it. They're going to run it. They say you stop us first, second, we might pop you on the third time.
Harris looking to pass. He hasn't completed one since the first quarter. That one's a jump ball, and it is incomplete. Darnell Stevens had his hands on it. He was battling with D'Angelo Hall.
D'Angelo Hall did a good job. I'll tell you, Stevens did a nice job of turning into D'Angelo Hall, thus becoming a defensive back and knocking that one away. Chance Harris under pressure by Jimmy Davis. Again, having to throw off his back foot, kind of throwing a balloon up there. Looking for that outside receiver. He had his tight end down the post. I'm telling you, the post is there.
And they're not going for it. Harris completed his first pass tonight, Chris. Since then, he has 2 interceptions and 9 incompletions. 2nd and 10. Holding on to the football, and he gets popped by a couple of guys in those red jerseys. Let's take it down the field and Rob Stone.
Pam, no team in the country better in the red zone this season than Air Force. They've converted 53 of their 57 chances coming into tonight's game. 41 of those touchdowns. And it's because the Falcons don't give any of that lip service. They spend a great deal of time on it in practice. They even have the lines in the red zone painted, I'll give you one guess, red on the practice field there at the Academy to further instill the goal of getting points whenever they're within the 20-yard line.
Well, they're 1 for 1 so far tonight with that touchdown. And in the red zone now as Butler goes forward, about a yard short of the first down, tackled by Mikel Baki.
And also Jimmy Williams coming up from his free safety spot to secure the tackle. But I tell you, Anthony Butler looks like a miniature Lee Suggs to me. The way he hits it up in there on that off-tackle hole, that's a nice job of Air Force winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Their pads were lower than the Hokie pads.
Butler at 5'9", 195. He's a sophomore from Newark, California, back in his home state tonight.
Again, another 4th down.
2 for 3 so far, and Butler gets it. So another 4th and 1, second straight 4th and 1. The Fisher to Barry's guys have converted on this drive. Want to take time now to wish Happy New Year to the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching tonight's San Francisco Bowl in 180 countries aboard ships at sea on the American Forces Network, especially the U.S. Air Forces in Europe, members of the Triple Nickel Fighter Squadron and Aviano Air Base in Italy. I hope everything is going well for you, and that 2003 will be a healthy and happy one, and that was not a healthy carry. Jimmy Williams closed early on Anthony Butler.
One thing you can try to do now to start countering Jimmy Williams, because he's basically running on block from his free safety position, is a lot of times you want to start throwing crackbacks on him. That means you'll take the wide receiver, instead of running him off or running him to block the corner, you have him turn inside and crack Jimmy Williams as he's coming to fill. If you do that, you might have an opportunity to make a corner miss a hole, because Jimmy Williams hasn't missed any tackles tonight. Outstanding game by him.
We have him with 8 tackles so far tonight, Chris. This drive now going on to its 12th play. They've only gotten the 34 yards, but they're converting the 4th down. Butler slipping, looks like he's on skates. Jonathan Lewis making the stop after a small gain.
Anthony Butler missed the hole. You know, he's run the draw well twice tonight. That time he made a bad cut, bad vision. You see right here, he's going to get the ball back and tailback. Now Anthony Butler's going to run here. Now outside's going to be the hole. This is the hole out here. He had Vegas Robinson sitting there, but he also had room to make a move. He had blockers downfield. If he would have broke it to the outside, better chance to get yardage hitting it up inside like he did.
So Butler takes a breather, and Leotis Palmer, who's been battling that bad back tonight, is in it.
Now remember, Leotis could throw the football.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 11. Harris has not had success throwing. See if they give it to Palmer. He gets it and runs it. Palmer with a burst of speed gets it down close to the 5-yard line. Picked up 8. They needed 12.
It was close. Adam Cole out there delivering the lead block on Roniel Whitaker, but at the pursuit of that Virginia Tech defense is going to force a field goal opportunity. See Adam Cole coming out here getting a nice block on Roniel Whitaker, but here comes that pursuit of that Virginia Tech defense. Jimmy Williams saving a touchdown from his free safety spot because he's unblocked.
Joey Ashcroft did a 45-yarder back in the first quarter. This is a 21-yarder. Left footer from the left hash. And Ashcroft 2 for 2 on the night. So Air Force with the drive covered over 40 yards. They get the field goal and now trail by 4.
Is it safe? Yeah, but hurry. This better be quick. Come on, come on, come on. Whoa, there's no way we can beat Dollar's rates.
Hey, how are ya? Meeting's starting, let's go.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yes.
Dollar.com?
Yeah, from now on. I can't afford us.
When it's your money you're spending, log on for our lowest rates at Dollar.com.
Now more than ever, you have an obligation to contribute as much as you can to our society and grow into the person you always dreamed of. And this great country of ours gives out billions every year for you to do just that. I'm Matthew Lesko, and I want to show you why this great country of ours has money for you to start a business, grow a business, or train for a better job. Call this number, but even if you don't call, go out and find these programs yourself, because by helping yourself, you help America.
It's Power Illustrated. It's Pressure Illustrated. It's Passion Illustrated. And where is it illustrated? Not here.
Bob, they won because they...
Not here. Not here. It's only in Sports Illustrated. You can't get this insight anywhere but in SI. And now get 12 free trial issues of SI. That's right, 12 free trial issues. Plus, continue to get SI at over 50% off the cover price. Call now and also get this one-of-a-kind fleece pullover absolutely free. But don't look for this free offer here, or here, or here. No one will call. It's only if you call. Use your credit card to reserve 12 free trial issues of SI. If SI isn't for you, cancel and keep the 12 issues free. But you'll want to continue to get SI at over 50% savings and the free fleece pullover. You can't get this offer anywhere else. It's nowhere but here, only in Sports Illustrated. Call now.
We are back in San Francisco for the inaugural Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Joey Ashcroft with a field goal is the Air Force defense stopping Virginia Tech, and the offense getting the field goal out of that good field position. Here is the Saturn airship, this beautiful scenics tonight from above Pac Bell Park, brought to you by the Saturn airship. Saturn, of course, has the View, a very appropriately named SUV. And I certainly hope that you've enjoyed unique looks from the Bay Area, one of the most beautiful parts of this great nation in which we live. Right now, Air Force kicking away, and Virginia Tech has seen its lead whittled down to 4 points. Short kick taken at the 15. One of the up men. Virginia Tech will get pretty good field position as Justin Hamilton. We've seen him get a couple of short kicks and return him tonight. That's a 20-yard return for Justin.
Wouldn't be surprised if that's not designed. You want to keep the ball out of the hands, number 22. Lee Suggs also returns kicks.
Pretty good strategy to keep it out of the hands of that guy, the senior. This year, on kickoffs, averaged 28.5 yards per kickoff return. So they have been going to the up guys. Randall to the air, and now uses his feet. Good coverage by the secondary, but Randall showing some of that skill. Picks up about 8.
They tried to hit Keith Willis on what they call a 7 cut, which is about a 12-yard up the field and a flag route out toward the sidelines. Air Force played good discipline, took him away, took Eastlick away on the flat route, the fullback in the flat, forcing Randall to pull it down. Good decision by Randall to tuck it and go. Has that ability.
Randall just 7 carries for 11 yards tonight. He had 2 100-yard games rushing this year, including 132 against Miami. Suggs, the real rusher, picks up the first down. Schlegel comes up with his 8th tackle. Schlegel, just a sophomore, very talented. Of course, reminds me a lot, and a lot of other people too. Chris Gizzy, one of the fine linebackers in the history of Air Force. He was a tough guy, and they talk quite often, Schlegel and Gizzy.
Yeah, Air Force has a fine tradition of linebackers. He's one of them. It's normally you wouldn't say this at this point in the game, but there's 9:20 and ticking to go with Virginia Tech running the ball. You know that Air Force is a running team, so the clock does become a factor.
Randall rolling to his right and completing it. That's his favorite target, Wilford, who catches the football, picking up 13 yards for the first down for Tech. 5 catches now for Wilford this evening.
And that was a nice job of Wilford coming back for the football. You see Randall, he rolls out, he's about time on his feet. Wilford came back for the football, make it a shorter throw. You see Wilford sprint up the field. See him playing off a lot of cushion. Now he's going to come back and come get the ball, and does a good job not catching the ball with the body, but using his hands.
Brian Randall has now completed 6 straight passes, so he's sort of having the anti-Chance Harridge game. Harridge is missed on his last 11 after completing his first. Nothing doing, bottled up nicely. Eastlick meets John Rudzinski at the line of scrimmage. And tonight in this game, Wilford has set a new Virginia Tech record. He had 46 catches coming in. That tied Mike Burnop, who had 46 catches in 71, and now he's passed him.
See Anthony Schlegel right there. See Grove gets his hand under there, gets a cheap shot in because he took his face mask, drove his fist right up through his chin, knocked Anthony Schlegel's helmet off. Now we'll see if Anthony Schlegel comes from payback. You got to keep your composure. Grove came in there and gave him a nice uppercut right to the chops.
Right. Grove has been nicknamed
there's the out and up.
for his nastiness on the field. Wilford slipped a little bit and then could not catch up to the Randall pass.
That was set up. That was been set up since the 3rd quarter. They finally go to the out and up, but I give Air Force credit. Overstreet was beat, but he had help deep from his free safety coming over the top. The timing wasn't right. When Wilford slipped, that screwed up the timing of the out and up. He threw the little pump fake in there. Good call, good try by Virginia Tech.
Quarterback comparison, Chris, no comparison, at least passing-wise.
Yeah, passing-wise. Although Chance is hanging in there, he's running the football. I'll tell you, he runs with power for a smaller guy. Not a little guy, just a smaller guy.
It's 56 yards on 15 carries, but miserable through the air. 4 receivers in, 3 to the left of Randall on 3rd and 10. Gets Parham out to the left, and he is stopped well short of the first down, picked up 6. Schlegel again with the tackle, give him 9 tackles. He also has a sack and a forced fumble on the evening.
Yeah, I give credit to Larry Duncan. What Larry Duncan did was force that ball to go inside to Schlegel, who showed great speed and pursuit from his linebacker position. But that play wouldn't have happened. Farmer would have had a chance to get the first down, but Larry Duncan did a good job of forcing the ball inside, keeping his contained.
And they're going to go for it.
And nobody punts on either of these teams. It's 4th down, you go.
This is not a punting kind of day. Tech 0 for 1 on 4th downs tonight. This is 4th and 4. They're going out of the gun. 4 receivers. Wilford is alone.
Right there, Whitten. That's who left.
Let's see. Randall looks towards Whitten and then looks off as he looked toward Wilford and then completed it to Justin Hamilton for the first down.
He looked off at Wilford and he goes over to his trip side. They ran option route over there. Randall again, not panicking. Nice job right here, boys. Good job on that front 4. Not panicking, keeping his feet moving in that pocket, sets his feet, delivers a strike to Hamilton.
Right, Hamilton with 4 catches coming into tonight. That is his first this evening, and he caught it in front of Wes Crawley again playing after missing 2 games with a broken clavicle, one of the more painful injuries one could suffer. Here's Suggs spinning his way to pick up about 4 more yards on the ground.
Well, we've seen a lot of tailbacks this year. Lee Suggs is certainly up there with the best of them, but all the good tailbacks that we watch this year, the one thing they do is they're always going forward. When they get hit, their spin, they always dive forward to get an extra yard. Good inside running, slashers.
Suggs, 14 carries, 50, make it 15 carries, 58 yards, and those 2 touchdowns. This drive now going on its 9th play. Suggs again, his 16th carry, gets it up to the 20. He'll be a couple of yards short of the first down.
Now with 6:50 to go, you normally wouldn't say this, but what you're going to say, the clock is running.
Let's take a look at Suggs' night. That's the fumble that was ruled a fumble. It really wasn't. He was down, and Air Force converted it into a field goal, and this was called incomplete. You know, Crawley and Wilford kind of both had a hand on it.
Well, the tie goes to the offense, and Wilford was inbounds when he came down. Should have been a touchdown.
But it was called incomplete. Tech with the 3rd and 3. This is Suggs trying to get around the left side, and he breaks a tackle and lunges forward for the first down. Terrific effort by the senior from Roanoke.
Bucher had a shot. And what happens, instead of bringing his feet, you see he does a great job of working off people. Instead of bringing his feet, he drops to his knees. When you go to a tackle, you run through the guy. You don't run to him, you run through him. If you run to him, you don't bring your feet, you go to your knees. A guy like Lee Suggs will put you on his highlight film.
And he did that. He's eating them up now. 66 yards, averaging just under 4 yards a carry this evening. And more importantly, right now, Tech is in scoring position. Suggs picking his way for a few more as he gets it down close to the 11-yard line. That's 5 more before Hightower gets it. And Air Force with his triple option attack struggling mightily through the air. Touchdown here might just salt this game away. Fisher to Berry thinking about taking the timeout. Does he or doesn't he?
He wants it.
Now he wants it.
He wants it.
But I don't think his guys see him. Now they do. And Air Force will indeed take the timeout. Very crucial time, isn't it, Chris, for this Air Force defense? So they will talk it over. We will come back with Virginia Tech getting close to scoring again.
What am I supposed to do with these?
The answer? Try delicious Diamond Nuts on all your favorite foods, like walnuts and stuffing, or on oatmeal. It's a great way to add texture and taste to just about anything. Wholesome, delicious Diamond Nuts. They top everything. Try Diamond Glazed Nuts, now available in snack sizes.
Still doing those bills, hon?
Just wrestling with a credit card balance. You've been feeding on those high interest rates.
I just switched our balance over to a Capital One no-hassle card. You're gonna save $500 a year.
$500?
Switch your high-interest balance to the Capital One no-hassle card for the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates. You could save up to $500 a year.
What's in your wallet? Intelligence is not limited to humans. Make a collect call, Mr. Frisky. Witness him dialing down the center with 1-800-CALLATT. Even he knows it's free for you and cheap for them.
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Spin, spin, spin the globe. It's your turn to spin the globe. Spin it, spin it, spin it.
All around the world, Siemens is helping people work together, even when they're not together. From next-generation internet to mobile business solutions, we're giving people the freedom to communicate better.
Spin, spin, spin the globe. It's your turn to spin the globe.
He thought fighting
I gotta take karate.
was the only way to win. But what he really needed was a friend.
You're the best friend I ever had.
Real Classics, the movie and an inside look at the Karate Kid. 9 Eastern Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Air Force defense needs a big stop here in San Francisco. Meanwhile, tomorrow, Capital One Bowl Week concludes. Can you believe it? At 9:30 Eastern in the morning. That's 6:30 here in San Francisco. Chris Lee and Kirk break down all the day's bowl games on a special edition of College Game Day presented by Discover Card. You'll see John Navarre in Michigan take on Rex Grossman in Florida. The Outback Bowl from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. And that game is coming up about 8 hours and 10 minutes from now, Chris. How cool is that? So after the Air Force timeout, 2nd and 6, Suggs, who else? And he doesn't go anywhere. a little bit of a semi-slip, and he ran into Joel Belo.
Joel Belo did a nice job keeping contained, avoiding the blocker, not giving 1-for-1, and tackling a guy tough to tackle one-on-one, Lee Suggs.
Belo, a senior from Pulaski, Wisconsin, playing his last game for the Air Force Academy, and now a huge 3rd and 6 from the 11-yard line. Make it 3rd and 5 now. Tech 3 for 10 on 3rd downs tonight.
Got a possible jump ball situation. Again with Wilford down here.
Randall heads over the sideline. No timeout has been taken as the play clock goes down inside 10 seconds. I think Tech has let the clock go down a little bit, and Randall, standing next to the referee, is going to call a timeout with 2 seconds left on the play clock. So smart right there. You let the play clock, well, the game clock more importantly, wind down to 4:26. Big 3rd down coming up.
What's up, Sean? Not much. What's up with you?
Nothing. What are you doing here?
Nothing. How about you?
Nothing.
Cool.
Sean White turning up the heat on Kevin Jones.
Winter X Game 7 in Aspen starts January 30th on ESPN.
See the Virginia Tech Hokies take on Syracuse at Castle Coliseum Saturday, January the 4th at 7 p.m. Order your tickets today. Call 1-800-VA-TECH-4. Be proud. Hokie proud.
I'm Curtis Story, a funeral director with Johnny Moki & Son in Salem. This is Officer Webb with the Salem Police Department. Before you go out this holiday season, remember this.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Designate a driver this holiday season. And please, drive safely and drive sober.
And remember, don't let us be your designated driver.
A view of a beautiful night here in San Francisco. Tech trying to make it more beautiful for themselves. They have a big 3rd down coming up here, Chris. They score a touchdown, pretty much Air Force, their night could be over.
Well, it is. If they hold them to field goal, it's a 1-possession ball game now. If they're able to punch it in here, it becomes a 2-possession ball game. It's awful tough to score 2 possessions on that wishbone with 4:26 left to go. Or the triple option, excuse me, not the wishbone. Little flashback there.
Too much ESPN Classic for you, maybe. This is a big, big play. Randall, after the timeout, goes down. Randall rolled out, and Adrian Wright was right there.
And they come from the blitz off the backside. Nobody picked up Adrian Wright. Here comes Adrian Wright off the backside. He's going to go ahead, not honor the fake, get upfield, get contained, does a great job of closing and making a play. Big play for Air Force.
So Fisher DeBerry's guys coming up with a big stop, and they take a timeout.
Rex Grossman and the Gators collide with John Navarre and the Wolverines. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Outback Bowl, 11 a.m. New Year's Day on ESPN.
Discover the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school with Dynamic Practice Organization, a revolutionary new instructional videotape. Dynamic Practice Organization features professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky with his famous building block approach to athletic training. This exciting instructional videotape features the same drills, techniques, and methods that have produced baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Dynamic Practice Organization makes any coach look like a genius and organizes offensive and defensive practices that players of all ages and ability levels can't wait to attend, and immensely improves team communication skills and even conditioning. This is the instructional video that's a winner. To order your copy for only $29.95, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-652-0101. This Dynamic Practice Organization teaching video makes a great gift, too. Call now, 1-800-652-0101.
College basketball on ESPN. Rashad McCants in North Carolina take it strong to the hole against Miami. Then, Michigan State looks to shut down Oklahoma and Hollis Price. It's a full Saturday of college hoops on ESPN and ESPN2.
subscribing to ESPN. A great holiday gift. Buy it now.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Brought to you by Diamond of California. Be sure to try Diamond's new line of kettle-cooked glazed walnuts, the perfect game time snack. And by Capital One, who asks, what's in your wallet?
Covey Cove, the China Basin surrounding Pacific Bell Park, and right now Carter Worley in to attempt a 37-yard field goal. He's 1 for 2 tonight, and he had trouble on keeping his feet on a kickoff earlier. Slick field. Let's see how he does. Doesn't slip at all, and he punches it through. So Worley good from 37, and that extends Virginia Tech's lead to 6. Not really too hurtful for Air Force because they needed to score a touchdown anyway. Let's go down to Rob Stone.
Well, Pam, not to add fuel to the kicking fire, but, you know, Carter Worley might have had a little good mojo on his side. You see, he started a new tradition this year for the kickers. They have a good luck charm right here. This guy, he brings them out every game. They've actually had 2 stolen from them in the locker room. His name is Hoodwinks. And you know how important Hoodwinks is, Chris?
How important, Rob?
He is so important that when a Virginia Tech player left the team, Hoodwinks took his locker. Hoodwinks has his own locker. Good job, Hoodwinks.
Hoodwinks.
You got good mascots and bad mascots. This is a good troll.
That's starting to scare me a little bit.
Yeah, it is too.
He's got an axe and everything.
Oh, man, Hoodwinks.
Those kickers.
That's worse than a Chucky doll.
Well, it's worked for Carter Worley as he knocked home that 37-yard field goal. So the lead goes from 4 to 7 with 4:11 left to go. Air Force got to get the ball back and have to score a touchdown to keep this season, hopes in this game, alive.
An interesting decision by Fisher DeBerry to take a timeout to so-called ice the kicker. Now you don't have a timeout.
That's right.
You got 1 left. You had 2. You only have 1.
Worley with the kickoff. Brian Blue from the 1, and he gets popped near the 17. New Year's Day, not just for football, but for basketball. You can spend it with ESPN and the NBA at 7 Eastern tomorrow night, 4 Pacific. The Raptors visit the Knicks. NBA Wednesdays on ESPN, becoming a new tradition. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Allen Houston leading the Knicks, popping in 22 points a game. Catch them from Madison Square Garden tomorrow night on ESPN.
It's a great job by Virginia Tech kickoff coverage team. Covering inside the 20. This team doesn't pick up big chunks offensively in bunches.
And now it's all up to Chance Harridge. And he is tackled, a very good ankle tackle by Vegas Robinson, his 6th tackle of the night. Kept Harridge from getting some space.
Vegas did a good job of defending the pass, recognizing the run when Chance tucked it, defeated the blocker, and got him down any way he could.
Robinson missed 3 games with a sprained ankle towards the middle of this season, including Pittsburgh and Syracuse, 2 games that Virginia Tech lost, but he's played very well tonight. He was among those mentioned as being a key by his defensive coordinator, Bud Foster, and he's come up big. Harris still can't complete a pass as it is ruled incomplete. And Ronyell Whitaker is jumping around. He thought he had an interception. A flag is down in the Air Force backfield.
Yeah, they got a little personal foul, I believe, on Colas.
Late hit on Harridge back there, it looks like.
Again, Air Force dodging a bullet there.
Defense, 15 yards, previous spot, automatic first down.
Well, I tell you what, Whitaker thought he had an interception, and that would have salted the game away, but instead you get a 15-yard penalty. It was ruled incomplete.
See, Strecker's tight end's open. Chance delivers a good ball. There you go. Bad footing, slip and fall down. And you'll see right here the penalty. I believe it's on Colas. Yeah, he's got to pull up. It's a drill shot on him. Let that go. It's toward the end of the ball game. You don't want to afford any penalties. You don't want to give away free yards.
It was indeed definitely a one-hopper to Whitaker. Harridge again off that back foot. Boy, and he's lucky that one wasn't intercepted. The closest guy to it was Billy Hardee from Tech.
Yeah, see, I'm having a little trouble figuring out where Chance was trying to put that ball. And if you're going to throw it away, then throw it away. I mean, put it over there in Barry's place, over in McCovey's Cove. Don't put it in play.
Nowhere near, man. He is now 1 for 13, Chris, with 2 interceptions. Again, he completed the first pass he threw, and since then, 12 of them, 10 have been incomplete, and 2 have been picked off.
They got Anthony Butler back here in the I-back position. They like the power roll off this.
They give it to Butler, and he is bottled up after picking up about only 2 yards. Hardee coming up with his 5th stop. And the clock continues to roll now inside 3 minutes.
So you got 1 timeout left. There's got to be a little bit more sense of urgency by Air Force, in my opinion. You got to get up to the line of scrimmage, call the play.
Just 1 timeout left for the Falcons. On 3rd and 8, huge play. Harridge keeping it, and he lunges and falls down, marked just near the first down marker. It appears he has it. He limps because he landed hard on that left knee.
The one thing about Chance Harridge, he's not been successful throwing a football, but what you'll see is a guy playing with guts. Right hand again, they have 4 lead blockers because they pull a guard. And Chance trying to get anything he can, lunges for the first down.
17 carries now, 67 yards for the quarterback. He averages about 90 yards a game on the ground. Steve Massey, the big fullback, picks up 3.
Yeah, he's a big, thick Nick, Steve Massey, and he'd be well served to keep that ball running inside. He's not going to break anything to the corner, but actually he made a pretty good cut in vision and was able to get positive yards.
Massey listed at 5'11", 230. As we hit the 2-minute mark. Now 2nd and 7 for the Falcons at midfield. Palmer in motion, but they give it right up the middle to Massey again. Picks up 3, the clock, the definite enemy of the Falcons.
It is, again, when you can't throw the ball effectively.
That's Air Force's last time out, Chris. They have to call it with 1:47 left to go. And another huge 3rd down coming up.
You understand why they take the timeout now. It's a 3rd down. It's important down now. They probably want to call 2 plays. They're talking about 2 plays. You don't get the first down. What's your next play? Get in the huddle, get out, or run it from the line of scrimmage. That time Lamar Cobb did a great job. Now see, Lamar played that dive. He came in from his defensive end position, took the dive play right away, unblocked.
Big East off to a terrific start before West Virginia ran into that buzzsaw. Boy, Virginia, good this year. They're going to be something else next year. They got just about everybody back, and Al Groh excited about these freshmen coming in. And the last Big East team to play will be the University of Miami in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, ABC Sports Friday night against some team from Columbus.
Yeah, and a little distraction out of it.
Yeah, Maurice Claret.
Yeah. Lost a friend. You almost wish that somehow they could just, okay, your friend passed away, get to the funeral here, get home, come back. Without going through all hoops and bells and whistles and what have you.
But instead, some unhappiness on Claret's part. Now 3rd and 4, Harridge completes a huge pass. His first completion since the first quarter is for a 1st down. That's Adam Strecker, his tight end.
Adam Strecker did split the seam. Nobody took the tight end down the seam route. Everybody's jumping up there. When you run the ball inside, you got to take the tight end down the seam. Chance Harridge went right to him. Adam secured the football. Knew he was going to get hit, but I liked his concentration. Kept his eye on the ball, secured the catch, and took the shot.
That's 19 yards for Strecker, his leading receiver, only his 15th catch on the season. Flags down as Butler is spun down by Willie Pyle. Stops the clock with $1:28 to go.
Alec Messerall is going to get called. Somebody in the back. On a crackback block. That's a legal block. You just got to hit him in front.
Again, this is a Pac-10 crew. Gordon Reese is our referee.
Back offense. 10 yards from the spot on the foul. Still 1st down.
You got it, Chris.
And what you want to do is throw your hands up in the air. You want to go belly bump. We'll take a look at it. We'll see the crackback. Here's the option. It's a good read. Right there's the crackback on Willie Powell. Now what you want to do in order not to get called but still make an effective block is you throw your hands up above your head and you belly bump him. You can knock him out of the way, knock him off the pursuit course, yet still get effective block without getting called for a penalty. It's not cheating. It's finding a way to get it done.
But he didn't go with the belly. He got called for the crackback. Clock rolling now. 1st and 20. Harridge dropping back.
There's the post. There's the post.
He's looking for Park, and it's knocked away. What a play by Roniel Whitaker.
A great play by Roniel Whitaker, but that's on Chance Harridge. He had Park deep in the post. He had the safety biting like we talked about all night. The only problem is, instead of putting that ball on a little bit more of a line, he threw a floater. You can't throw a floater, and that's what Roniel Whitaker can do, is go get some great speed, catch-up speed, come with his left hand, avoiding the interference with his right hand and getting at the highest point. It was open. He was open. See that? He was open early. Chance needs to put a little bit line on that football. He had him open on the post.
Right, it was a major league pop-up. 2nd and 20. That's on the line drive. Good catch, falling out of bounds by Tom Heyer, the halfback, and stops the clock with 1:01 left to go.
Now, if you're Air Force, you're not used to picking up big chunks, so you don't need to panic here and try to get all the yardage on this 3rd down play. You don't need to run a 17-yard pass play. You want to get yourself in a manageable 4th down. And they've been 2 out of 3 on 4th down conversions tonight, so they're used to going for it on 4th down, and they've been successful all year going for it on 4th down.
Actually, Chris, 3 for 4 tonight on 4th down, so it's now 19 of 26 on the season. 6 for 15 on 3rd downs this evening. 3rd and 14. They try to get a chunk of it back with Butler. And Butler gets it down to the 29. It's going to be about 10 yards short of the 1st down.
Yeah, Virginia Tech was burned on that draw on big 3rd downs earlier in the ball game about 3 times. That time, Bakel played linebacker very well. Read the hi-hats of the guards. They set short, come out for the draw. He just beats a block and makes a play.
So this is your ball game, 4th and 11.
Now, clock's ticking. Clock's ticking. Got 30 seconds and counting.
From the 30. Leotis Palmer in motion. Palmer, good block. Harridge, chance to throw, and he completes it. J.P. Waller gets it, stops the clock inside the 10.
Well, you could say all you want about Chance Harris throwing the football, but when you need a play, he delivered a strike on the line. It was a well-thrown ball. It was a great route. Had the presence of his feet, got both feet in bounds. Then he got out of bounds to stop the clock. You have 17 seconds to go now. You got to have 2 plays called the huddle.
1st down from the 10, technically 1st and goal for the Falcons. Harridge going up top again, over the middle, and he threw it just a little bit behind Messerall, but it stops the clock with 13 seconds left. Messerall had some room there, but it was thrown behind him.
You don't have time to run the football now. So obviously, Virginia Tech's going to be playing pass, and that's an advantage for their pass rushers. They're going to get in their track stance. They're going to be coming. Chance has got to deliver the ball quick. You got time for 2 or 3 plays. In 13 seconds, you got time for 2 or 3 plays, depending on how quick you get rid of the football.
No timeouts left for Air Force. For play action. Harridge has to go across the field, and it's incomplete. A dangerous pass to Leotis Palmer. Clock stops now with 7 seconds to go.
Yeah, Virginia Tech went man-to-man, and I'll tell you, Bakel did a good job from his middle linebacker spot playing Leotis Palmer. It was a nice play call. I like it, but when you play disciplined defense like Bakel there, you stay on your man, you don't follow the ball, you follow your man, you're in a good position to make a play.
So now 3rd and goal from the 10.
That was a long developing play because he rolled out. There was play action.
This time, Harridge, if he's down, the game will end. And the ball is picked up by Brett Heiser, and that'll do it. But a flag is down on the field. There is no time left on the clock.
No flag.
Flag has been picked up, and that is our ball game. Chance Harridge playing his heart out. He's a junior. He will be back next year, but Virginia Tech takes it 20-13. Chance's counterpart, Brian Randall, is our Capital One player of the game. You see his numbers, 177 passing yards, only misfired on 5 passes as he leads Virginia Tech to the 20-13 win at the 2002 Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl.
Great effort by both teams. Outstanding. Great football game. They played their hearts out. This is what college football is all about.
Happy New Year, they wish you, Chris.
Yeah, I see that.
It's been
awesome.
a great season. Thanks to Chris and Rob Stone, Bart Fox, our producer, Bob Frateroli, our director. A terrific season, and we ended in a terrific city, San Francisco. The final score from the 2002 Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Virginia Tech wins it 20-13. ESPN News is coming up. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Happy New Year from San Francisco.